The rebirth of the Anarch movement happened in the 40s in Los Angeles, and the Anarch Free States reached up north. These Anarchs sought to make their own separate domain within California, driving further and further north. In the end, the Anarchs made it all the way up to San Jose in their conquest and rabble rousing. They were stopped by Prince Vannevar Thomas himself, Prince of San Francisco, and they were not able to take Northern California as part of their free states. But the deed was done, and California would never be the same again. Forever, the state would have a strong draw to those who sought freedom from the Camarilla. Though Prince Vannevar would keep the Anarchs from ruling, he could not keep them from simply moving into the cities just outside San Francisco. There they remained until the 60s. With the hippie movement, Anarchs started to make their way into the city, claiming domain over Haight-Ashbury under the leadership of the peaceful Congress of Sorrows. But they were quickly driven out to the small city of Oakland, just across the bay. Since then, the city has grown to become one of the biggest port cities in the US. When the Kuei Jin, mysterious vampires from the east, came to San Francisco to found the new Promised Mandarinate, many Anarchs thought this was the time, their time to finally throw the Camarilla out of San Francisco. For a while, things went well. The Camarilla power was reduced to scraps. They even had to change princes a couple of times because the old ones couldn't keep up. The fact that the Kuei Jin were nearly as tyrannical almost didn't bother most of the Anarchs. But that's when Karsh came to town, and everything changed. The Anarchs that sided with the Kuei Jin were slaughtered, or forced to flee to the East Bay. Some were forced to betray their allies, and were taken in by the Ivory Tower. Most Anarchs alive today can say they lost their friends, sire or childer in that battle in one way or another. Despite all that shared grief, the Anarchs remain divided, unable to come together to fight for a simple cause, instead preferring to focus on more individualistic goals. Most of the East Bay is home to small pockets of Anarchs that largely rule themselves. Sometimes they turn to Duncan, leader of the Congress of Sorrows, when a conflict is too big to solve on their own. He's a mediator and peacemaker. Some people think of him as the Baron of the East Bay, a title he still full-heartedly rejects. Others think he's weak. As a counter-movement to all this love and peace, there is the Oakland Freedom Council, a revolving cast of Anarchs that have taken it upon themselves to whip the city into shape. The Freedom Council's ostensible goal is freedom for all kindred from systemic clan, generation, and age-based discrimination, and from the patriarchal single-ruler systems behind the Camarilla and Sabbat. While the rest of the East Bay still ostensibly is under loose control of the Congress of Sorrows, Oakland itself has completely thrown off their rulership. Thus, it is both an ideological movement with goals of change for existing systems of power and a system of power itself, running the night-to-night affairs of the Oakland Anarchs. In many ways, Oakland is a city of duality. On the one hand, it's one of the most expensive cities in the world to live, thanks to the harbor and the proximity to Silicon Valley. But on the other hand, it's also crime-ridden, with gangs running the east side of the city. The rising housing prices have driven even the middle class out of their houses. Abandoned warehouses, homeless encampments, the size of city blocks, and houses covered in graffiti are not a rare sight anymore. While the downtown area has all the luxury you might expect of the Bay Area, it only takes a couple of blocks before you are confronted with the poverty and cruelty of gentrification. Despite this all, every Oaklander has some sense of pride and togetherness. You see, the history and identity of Oakland is deeply rooted in social justice and anti-racism, and so is its present day. While San Francisco's gold rush settlers were eurekaing their way to wealth, Oakland's hard-working Chinese residents were busy literally building its growing industries. While flower children were dreamily summer of loving all over the place in the Heights, the youth of Oakland were forming the Black Panthers and the Chicanos, declaring that black is beautiful and uniting to protect Latinos from being drafted into the Vietnam War. And when the hippies returned home to work for the man, Oakland kept fighting. A handful of people associating with that Black Panther movement can still be found running drills in Oakland today. Their work, protecting people of color from racial justice and police brutality, not yet finished. And that's the city you're gonna play in, hopefully.
Yay.
Sorry, that was way longer than I
That was good.
Don't fret, man. It's all gravy.
It's all gravy.
Yeah, but I imagine someone like just reading something for like 10 minutes is maybe not the most interesting thing. So
You're lore dumping. We need it.
Yeah.
Need a bit
This
more.
is kind of just like an intro. Like this is the city, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So, did you guys already have an idea of what you wanted to play? Like my
Yes.
direction to you was
Yes.
a vampire embraced somewhere within the last 100 years. This can be way back, end of World War II. This can be last night, if you so desire. Do all of you already have like a kind of idea or a kind of direction you want to go in, or are some of you still at a loss? That's also a possibility.
I'm more at a loss, I think, than everyone, but I'll happily listen to these two and try and draw ideas from them first. So,
Sure. Who wants to start? Just like a general idea of like your concepts. Like you don't necessarily need to go in like details, but just like an idea of what you want to play.
Do you want to go first?
We can hear you, Conrad.
I said, sorry, I had to scare off my cat. I'll go.
Okay.
She's not going to stay gone. Just give everybody a heads up.
Play with that.
He's a cat. We are used to it. Yeah.
Okay. So I had the idea to be a kindred that was turned sometime maybe late 80s, early 90s, former stuntman. So he came north to San Francisco after being turned, and he kind of had to come north. He had to migrate somewhere because I wanted to go Ravnos, and their curse is that they can't stay basically in one place. They take I guess aggravated damage when they do, or potentially can. So I think I was going to have my kindred be like somebody who lives out of a van or some sort of vehicle, and then puts that vehicle in different places around Oakland, I guess is where we're based, or you know, wherever we are
somewhere
allowed.
like in the East Bay.
Yeah.
Exact location we can discuss. Like if you don't want to like do Oakland in particular. I should also mention this is not at all like a commentary on the real city of Oakland, because like this is the world of darkness. Everything is like about 50% shittier than it is. Gentrification is a real thing, but like this will probably not like be realistic to what's actually happening, if that makes sense.
Max level
Like,
gentrification.
I don't want to like step on people's. So
Yeah. So that's the general concept of my kindred. I have a name.
Okay.
And I wanted to run it by y'all. What do we think of Trip Halen? Does that sound like a stuntman name?
it's a name.
Whoa, Joe! Hey, what's your kindred's name?
Drip Draylen.
I was pretty happy with Trip Halen, but after that reaction, I feel a little offended.
It just feels like it's Van Halen, but just slightly different.
We don't have the name Trip in England either, so.
I mean, it's not a real name. It's like
not
a
a real
nickname, you know. It's you know, he's a stuntman. He was falling all the time.
No, Trip totally makes sense. Like, was that already his name as a stuntman, or is that something that like he only started calling himself after he became a vampire?
No, that was probably his build name, like in credits, like, you know, stunt coordinator Trip Halen, you know, stunt double for insert actor's name here, Trip Halen, you know.
Yeah.
So that was like his performer name. And I think it's one of those names that kind of like once he got out here, like nobody called him by his real name, which I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, I don't remember where I heard this, but like it's like a little saying, like vampires tend to have 3 names. The one they were born with, the one that's on their passports, and the one that's that like they call themselves.
Yeah.
Because of course, like vampires like can't stay in their mortal identity for too long, because otherwise they get noticed.
Yeah,
that's kind of the idea behind that. So.
But as far as like what he looks like, I always thought of. Like, if he would have come to Hollywood maybe a decade or 2 earlier, he probably could have done a lot better for himself as, like, an actor, because he's got that kind of rugged, handsome that would have flown in, like, Westerns.
Okay.
But he never really went to Hollywood to be an actor, you know, in that sense. Like, he was always in love with stunts. He always loved the rush. It's just that, like, had he gone there, you know, in like the 60s, that'd have been like, you're the guy.
For some reason, I'm imagining what Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like.
Kinda. I also have a really strong imagery of Stuntman Mike from Death Proof.
Yeah. Stuntman Mike.
he's played by Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I've been looking for art that shows like a somewhat aging stuntman-esque character that isn't Stuntman Mike, and it's really hard to find. It just doesn't exist.
Just look at fan art of him. I think that might be the best bet, is you just type in fan art of Stuntman Mike.
Yeah, but that's my character. That's my cat's tail. What's really funny is that we've been talking like a bunch. It's just when we started recording that she's like, "Hey, I want to be right here."
She's the star.
Saren is the star. That is absolutely true. But I have a general, like, maybe a Predator type idea, maybe some lore sheet affiliations. Haven't really gotten too far into the planning aspects of it, though.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, okay, but that's roughly the concept I had for at least my character before he became a kindred.
Okay, then maybe we can move on to our next player. Jess, can you give me an idea of what your like concept is?
So my character is a street artist. She would have come to San Francisco during the Summer of Love era in 1967. Would have been inspired by all the political changes, all of the flower power kind of stuff that was starting to bloom in the area, and that would have started her art career as such. I think she would have left a more traditional household, which would have been more like, if you want to be an artist, get oil paints out kind of thing, but then left and found a more artistic outlook with brighter colours and geometric shapes, those kind of things. But before and after turning, I think she would have still participated in like painting giant murals, anti-war, anti-government ones, whatever political issue at the time, she would have been at the rallies and providing signs, artwork, things like that. And that's the kind of thing she does. And her artwork, I think, is something that's kind of quite nuanced, where all the themes are quite dark and all these quite serious situations, but she puts a lot of colour and a lot of fun into them, so it attracts people's attentions, and then they look at it properly and go, oh shit, that's bad shit happening, kind of thing. But that's the thing that I went with her. And then because of like the juxtaposition between her being an artist and also her being a political activist, I couldn't decide what clan she was going to be, whether or not she'd be Bourgeois or Toreador, because one is artist and one is political activism, so I could not decide.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something to discuss probably.
Yeah, we can totally discuss that. That's fine. So, Bruja or Toreador, right?
Yeah, between those two, because I said I didn't
Okay.
know whether or not to go down, whether or not she would have been embraced for her art or embraced because of her activism. So I can't decide on
no
that.
worries. So I'm guessing, like, when you were embraced in the 60s in San Francisco, I imagine you would be like part of like the group that was in the Heights at that point, like maybe like slightly affiliated with the Congress of Sorrows. I'm not sure how much you've read on the Drive.
I got into a little bit of it, but not too much.
There, if you go Coteries, East Bay, Congress of Sorrows.
I'm on the city one. Hang about.
And then Coteries. Coteries are basically like the party.
Groupings of like-minded kindred, essentially, with like a similar goal or friendship or something.
Yeah. And sometimes younger vampires get like paired up in order to more successfully achieve a certain goal. So yeah, okay. So for now, I've written you down as Flower Child Street Artist.
Yes, the best way to put it.
Okay,
Yeah.
super. Do you have a name already?
I don't know, but I know it's going to begin with an S because I put an S on her necklace, and I can't. I don't know why I chose that, but I just did. So I need to think of an S, but it will probably be some sort of like street artist name rather than like a human sounding name.
Could the S be for her, or could it be for her touchstone?
Ooh, it could be.
Yeah, it could be like someone that's close to you or something.
Yeah, that might be a good one. But yeah, her name is definitely going to be something like an artist, like a tag name rather than a actual person name. But I haven't quite worked it out yet.
Like,
was tagging a big thing back in like the 60s and 70s, or is that like something that like
was?
Okay.
But just I think that's just the term nowadays is just tagging, which is when you just write the names. But she would have done like full pieces in like the dead of night, and then people would wake up and be like, there's a painting on this wall, kind of thing.
But it's definitely like more artistic than just like.
Yeah, rather than just when people write penis in spray paint, or draw Among Us people in spray paint, which was very common in my village at the moment. I don't know why. But yeah.
I think you've got a couple of imposters over there. That must be the only explanation. Okay, Joe, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just eating a second.
Okay, understandable.
I'm just at a complete loss. There's just so much information that I'm trying to cram in and trying to pick a good character that works around. That is kind of hard because there are like a couple ideas, but then they don't really work as well.
Okay, like even the beginning of an idea, we can build from there. if you throw something out, we can. Like, this is also like a little bit of a group exercise. So
I have a couple of post-it
spin it
notes.
from there. So
I have a couple of post-it notes with some ideas that I had that got thrown to the side
Sure.
after my other one. So one of the ones I came up with is either the person who embraced them runs a bar and they like co-own it with them, but the idea that it's a bar that does take in mortal people on the outside, but then there's like a back room which it creates like a safe space for vampires, and so it's kind of like a warm hub, and they're like someone that works there. That was an idea that I had.
There's a guy called Victor who has basically that exact setup that you're talking about.
Oh. I'm sorry, Victor.
Oh, it's fine. It's just he could be like a bar back at Victor's or something like that.
Yeah. So that was one idea, and then the other one was I was listening to the Little Shop of Horrors soundtrack. So it would be kind of like that kind of like a botanist or a florist or something, and instead of bringing people back to their florist to be eaten by a giant mutant plant, the florists themselves would do the eating. As you can see, there's reasons this one was shoved to the side compared to the other one. But I was thinking as well, they could have been like turned in a distant land when they were like searching for rare plants or something and went into the wrong territories or something. But those were ideas that I had.
you also, if you really like don't have an idea, you could also be fairly fresh to the night, right? Like
that's what I was thinking, because I don't know a lot about the lore, so I want to be like quite fresh into what's going on. But I don't know what the human sort of background would be if bring me into it. But I do like that bar idea. That was a pretty cool one. But yeah, I like the idea of me not knowing much about the sort of goings on, but I know a little bit, you know. I'm new into the world.
Yeah. Enough to survive, but
Yeah.
not enough.
I mean,
to, like,
you could be like, you could have been like a mortal bar owner, maybe on like a little bit of the like more civilized side of town, like less or maybe not, because like the Oakland definitely has like two sides to it. One is like the kind of nicer downtown area, and then you have like the homeless encampments around it, and then you also have like the gangland that's like connected to it, where like a lot of crime, a lot of yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
But you could have been like a bar owner or something that like maybe the vampires thought, hey, that's a nice place. We could use something like that because that draws mortals we can feed from.
Yeah.
So they turned the owner.
That's I like that idea also, like, yeah, sort of like that flower idea, Jess, but like a bit more refined.
If you wanted to go away from the bar idea, you could do like a diner instead.
Yeah.
You do like a hookah bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if the bar thing's already something that's been done.
There's a place in near where I lived that was a 24-hour. It was a 24-hour coffee place with like books and stuff. And some bougie like that, I feel like would fly in California. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
did. It was a weird idea, but it's very similar to what we're saying, but like sort of running like this is gonna sound, but I suppose it fits into the world. But running like a sort of strip club where they take them in the back but kill them instead of dance with them or something.
Totally works. And
I love that.
You could do it.
Do it.
There's
Sure.
every chance that my character would be a client there.
Yeah. Then I'll do that then. Because that was the only
Also-
idea that actually worked in my mind. The others were kind of wishy-washy.
Also, they don't kill
Yeah.
a lot of the time. Sometimes they do, but I mean, if you
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
it sounds like you would have a business owner predator type, and you would have a herd basically to like feed from. And you'd want those people to keep coming back. And the feeding process is supposed to be like a very pleasurable experience. So maybe they think they're getting a little extra in the back, when in reality, other stuff is happening.
And like I would put it in like that sketchy part of town, so like nobody would care if people go missing. They'd be like, probably just another drive-by shooting or something.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, you have to come up with a name for your strip club. Though.
Yeah, that'll come. I don't have that right now. That'll come is not the name, by the way.
No, it has to be now.
That's terrible.
Amazing.
Or call it coming and going.
Yeah. Coming and not so going.
Okay, so we have a former stuntman, a flower child street artist, and a strip club
and a pimp.
Of them. Okay, we can just call you a pimp. That also works. That's fun. Do you have a name for me?
I do not have a name yet.
Okay, we will get there.
And I'm not entirely sure on the clan either at the moment. There was
no
obviously
worries. We can take a look at that. If but you want it to be kind of new, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, with the idea, I guess I don't need to be new. I can be like quite old. Like not so much like it's as old as Jess's and Conrad's, maybe a bit newer than those.
Yeah, so like the last...
maybe it's less about your age and more about the fact that if you've got your own business, why the hell would you give a shit about what everyone else is doing?
Yeah, that's true. I could be
yourself.
Going for a while and then get more into like the vampire world, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So you can be turned like somewhere in like the last 10-20 years, or you can be like fresh like last evening. If you
I say in that 20 years probably is the best bet. 10-20 years.
Okay, good. So in that case, I think we can move on to the sheets. Can every one of you access their own sheets? Normally you should be able to.
Is that supposed to be in the actors tab? Because I see nothing.
I can.
Okay, let me configure ownership. Conrad, owner, save changes. Normally you should be able to see something.
Okay, got it.
Okay, can you guys see the screen, by the way? I've made like a test case that should be similar to the character sheet that you have open right now.
Yeah, I can see it. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, super. Okay, so maybe a little bit about like the basics of Vampire. You see here, like you have your attributes, your skills, very similar to what you have in D&D. But what's a little bit different is, Vampire is a game that's completely run with D10s. So everything's a 10-sided die. And your basic rolls are usually some combination of attributes and skills. So when I say, like you want to lockpick something, let's roll me a dexterity and larceny roll. Then, as you see, you have 5 dots. So normally at that point, you roll 5 dice and you see what comes up. Normally, a result of a 1 to a 5 is failure. A result of a 6 to a 10 is a success. As you will see on the dice that we will roll here, they look a little bit different than like a normal 10-sided dice because the numbers aren't there. And you see on the side where the 10's supposed to be is like an Ankh with 2 stars. That is because if you roll 2 of them, that's a critical roll. So in that case, those 2 successes count for 2 more. So a pair of 2 10s will count for 4 successes. Apart from this, we also have the hunger mechanic. Because you're a vampire and you have a beast inside you that's always looking to come out and play. Meaning that, let's say you rolled this dexterity and larceny roll. And you have 1 hunger. That means that one of those 5 dice will be a hunger dice. And that can lead to all kinds of stuff. For example, if you roll a critical success, but one of those successes is on your hunger die, you gain what's called a messy critical. That means you do what you're meant to do, but the beast does it for you. So let's say you try to lockpick a door. You succeed in gaining entry into the house, but the beast does it for you, so you can, for example, rip the door off its hinges and throw it off the roof. Meaning your cover's blown, but you're inside. Messy critical. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, let's say you roll a 1 on this hunger dice, and you get no other successes, or you don't get enough successes to pass the roll. That means you get a bestial failure, which means your beast will come out to play and you will get usually compulsion or something similar to that, meaning your beast will come out and wreak havoc because you did not succeed in what you were supposed to do. I think that's about it for basic rules, but that means that the amount of dots you have in these skills will be what makes up your dice pools during the actual gameplay. So first of all, I think it's good to unlock your sheet on the top left, and then you can start adding the pips into the actual attributes. So let me quickly take a look at the right page in the drive. Okay, so we will start this process of making your vampire with who they were as a mortal, so before they were a vampire. In this case, let's start with the attributes, and I want you to imagine what your character was best at. That specific attribute you will give 4 dots. Looking at the skills, strength, of course, is your physical strength. Dexterity is, well, how dexterous you are, how far you can jump out of the way, how fast you are physically, how limber you are. Stamina is how many punches you can take, basically. Charisma is your raw power of personality. Manipulation is your ability to make others do what you want to do. Composure is your ability to stay calm, and is, among other things, also very important in, let's say, if you want to, in combat, because let's say if you want to fire a firearm, most rolls are composure plus firearms, for example, because your ability to stay calm is pretty important in that situation. Then you also, intelligence is book smarts, how much you remember your raw intellect. Wits is more how fast you can think on your feet, your intuition. And resolve is your ability to focus or to remain, your focus, basically. It's, resolve. So what did anyone go with? You can say this out loud. This is like a little bit of a group exercise that way.
Put in everything. Sorry, I got to double check how many. What's my max dot allowance?
So for now, you will just look at your best attribute you think your character would have, and that you will put 4 dots in.
4 dots, okay.
Yes.
I think that for me, it would make the most sense for my main stat to be composure, because remaining calm, like in the face of like danger or threat or something like that, you know, being able to still operate and not freeze up as a stuntman, I think is arguably more important than being able to take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I was thinking maybe stamina, but then I read composure. I'm like, well, he's got to be a cool customer to be able to pull any of this stuff off. So I'm going to go with composure.
That makes sense.
I probably have resolve as mine, because if she's big into like expressing her opinion, I feel like that's quite a big one.
Yeah, sure. Resolve is like a big thing about characters who believe very strongly in certain things as well.
I think I'm torn between manipulation or charisma. Mine.
Well, just the way you described the way you want your kindred to become.
Yeah.
It seems like building up on manipulation would probably be good.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Yeah, okay, I'm going.
Because what's the difference between the two? Hang on a second. Manipulation is manipulating is your ability to twist others to your point of view, lie convincingly, and walk away after leaving a mark without them being any the wiser.
Where are you reading this?
If you go into Vampire Basics and then go into Attributes.
Oh, it's in there, right? Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were reading it on the sheet. I was like, where's the? Am I missing? Am I missed something on the sheet?
No, the drive is very important. I've kind of put everything together that we need for character creation in Vampire Basics. And I'm just basically following character creation step by step and talking you guys through it at this point.
Yeah, okay, I've got manipulation is much better.
So we've got manipulation, composure, and resolve.
Okay. Then next you will look at what were you worst at? What's your worst attributes? And that's you will put 1 dot in.
I'm debating if I want to be really unlikable or if I want to be really dumb. Because the physical stats for a stuntman's strength and dexterity and stamina, I think, are all important.
Mm-hmm.
As a stuntman, he was never in front of the camera speaking, so he never really had to act. But I'm also okay with being stupid.
It's your character.
I know. I don't know. I'm torn between those two.
Because what this dot can mean a lot of things to you in like how you see the character. Of course,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Is how like what are you incredibly bad at? Like, for example, James, I don't know if you guys watched it, but he put like 1 dot in stamina, and then out of that came like, oh, he was embraced when he was already old, so he was kind of frail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta think on it. What about y'all?
I was probably thinking strength, because a lot of what she does is she puts her art up and then she kind of like disengages from the situation, so she never really has to like come up with the people that she goes against. A lot of the time she usually just like goes, here, this is my opinion, and then like pisses off. So I might put my lowest in strength, probably.
Seb, the system isn't like D&D where if you dump dexterity, you're just dead, right? Like there isn't like a god stat like in Dungeons and Dragons.
I'd say not. If you play smart enough, you can basically avoid all combats anyways. So. Well, smart or charismatic enough, like you can get away with it. That means that if you're caught in a gunfight, being able to kind of dodge out of the way can be kind of important. But in that, you need to get to that point, right?
I'm torn between either being short-tempered, so composure, or just strength. I don't need to be strong to be what I am. I can just rely on my intelligence my entire life.
One of the things I read of the composure one was you put others at ease despite anxiety. I cannot imagine a pimp ever being able to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I imagine like the slightest insult or confrontation will drive me to beat, and that's why I'm trying to go for like quite short-tempered.
So you're charismatic and you're manipulative, but you're a hothead.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like fun.
That's gonna be a fun character. Okay, then I'm putting my 1 dot in intelligence then.
I mean, you are like an Evel Knievel kind of guy, so why you don't need intelligence for that? You just go over.
If I had too much intelligence, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
You probably hit your head too many times.
Intelligence is also book smart, so maybe he just like didn't finish high school or something. That's.
I could see Trip being a high school dropout. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do we need for that? Is it just 1 dot, or do we need to get rid of the dot altogether? Okay, that's fine.
Just 1 dot. So, basically, make sure that it looks like this.
Yeah.
Like here, charisma.
Yeah, it already starts at 1, right?
Yeah, all of mine are at 1.
If it starts at 1, you can leave it at 1. You just need 1 in total here. Okay, then next you will choose 4 skills that you're good at. So these are skills you're pretty good at. Like you're not quite as good as it as like your best skill, but these are some things that like you can do. And those you will put 3 dots in.
So we get 3 skills and 3 dots in each of them.
No. You get in attributes. 4 of these will get 3 dots.
Oh, four of the attribute ones get 3 dots. Okay.
Yeah, we started with 1 at 4, then we have 1 at 1. Now we're picking 4 others to put at 3.
3, yes. Yeah. Cool. Intelligence.
Trip's a pretty physical person, so I'm thinking strength is going to be one of his 3 dots, and I think stamina is going to be the one of the others. I think I got to do resolve as well.
Okay.
But then I don't know where to put the last one. I don't know if I want it in dexterity or if I want it in charisma.
Are you a charismatic daredevil type? Like, do you put on a show, or are you more like nimble, yeah, and you just do the job instead of put on a show? Oh, I think Conrad's camera's frozen for me. I don't know.
Yeah, for me as well.
Oh, you guys are frozen? Am I frozen for y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if my internet drops, because I'm still moving on my side.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Hang on, gang. My landlord's calling me for some reason. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I think my 3 gonna be in charisma.
Okay.
Got to be very charismatic to get that monies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine resolve as well. You have to
Okay.
be quite focused, especially if I'm in like the dangerous part of town and you can't exactly let your guard down.
Another
I suppose that's wits as well.
Wits is also like that.
Yeah.
Now,
my three.
to give a little bit more explanation with what the dots mean, 1 is basically you're bad at something. 2 is like the number of a normal person, basically. 3 is, you're good at something. 4, you're great at something. 5, Olympic level.
Cool. Okay, so my 3s are intelligence, wits, and dexterity. Because I think you have to be dexterous to paint. And as I said, she paints and then fucks off, so she needs like dodgy.
Which one? Sorry.
Intelligence, wits, and dexterity.
So you could do 4 skills, right? 4 skills at 3.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 skills at 3.
I think I'm gonna do wits, intelligence, charisma, and strength, and then the rest would be resolve, dexterity, and stamina.
Normally there are 3 skills left at this point, and that'll be the 2 dots.
Okay, mine are all done then. So I've got 1 in strength, 3 in dexterity, 2 in stamina, 2 in charisma, 2 in manipulation, 3 in composure, 3 in intelligence, 3 in wits, and 4 in resolve.
Would you want to be more charismatic as somebody who's like an activist, I guess?
Yeah,
I know some activists aren't exactly the most charismatic people that you see online, but
the thing is, she's not a very vocal. Her activism isn't done by her speaking. It's the physical stuff that she creates more than anything.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I guess I'll wait a little bit for Conrad.
And his landlord.
Oh yeah, I'll just say mine then while we're waiting for Conrad.
Yeah.
3 in strength, 2 in dexterity, 2 in stamina, 3 in charisma, 4 in manipulation, 1 in composure, 3 in intelligence, 3 in wits, and 2 in resolve. I feel like I'd be more wits than resolve, so I think that makes more sense.
Okay, so those are both fairly smart characters then.
Goodness, I keep making smart characters despite being dumb as shit. Why do I do this to myself all the time?
Yeah, I know. I feel you. My character tomorrow is like she has +5 in intelligence and +4 in wisdom. Like I'm stupid as fuck. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh god. Oh,
that's why I can't wait for my my barbarian in the God, I can't remember Raiders one. Reuben's the Serpent, because I'm just gonna play a dumb character and just enjoy life.
One of the things I loved about Frost Maiden is the amount of times that Jamie and I would just go, James, our characters would know what this is. Can you tell us what we're supposed to say? It's just the 2 of us being like, help. We don't know what's happening. Oh,
okay, well, while Conrad's away, maybe we can already move on to the skills, which is the thing below the attributes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I kind of want you to think about your professional skills. What were you good at that made you earn a paycheck? So the things you get the most practice at, because it's what you do for a job. You can choose 2 skills you can put at 3 dots and 2 skills at 2 dots.
Well, craft has to be at 3, otherwise what's the point?
Performance is also kind of a thing.
Oh yeah.
Did you say 3 is the most we're getting.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
3s and
Yeah, 2 skills at 3 and 2 skills at 2.
two.
Are we getting a 4 or just 3 or 4? I'm trying to think.
Let me double check.
I'm looking at the sheet of the front to try and on the front screen, and there's a 4 on there, so I'm just making sure.
If you take the specialist one, you get a 4-dot skill. Although in total, this leaves you with less dots. Normally, I would advise you to take the generalist option.
Yeah, okay.
And in that case, you get more dots spread around over more skills. But you don't get a 4 dots anywhere.
Okay, I'm sorry, gang. I'm back. What'd I miss?
Aha, no worries. I've put the others to work on their skills, but with you we can go ahead with your attributes. So I think you were selecting what you were good at. So you had to pick 4 attributes to put at 3 dots.
Yeah, and I picked strength, stamina, and resolve for 3. I need one more at 3 between charisma, manipulation, intelligence, and wits. Well, not intelligence, sorry, and wits. I think I'm fine with keeping wits at 2. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to... I said I was turned when I was a little older. So honestly, I don't think he's that dexterous.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with keeping that at... I think charisma would be at 3.
Yeah, stuntmen are known for accidents. Perhaps you've got a little bit of like a bad knee or something.
Yeah, sure. So then I have strength, stamina, charisma, and resolve at 3 dots. And that means dexterity, manipulation, and wits are all at 2.
Okay, yeah, indeed. So what I already told to the rest is next you get to choose your skills. So those are the ones below the attributes. And you get to pick 2 skills at 3 dots and 2 skills at 2 dots. These were the skills that you were good enough at to like make your living off of. So in your case, this would be what you would have used mostly as a stuntman role.
All right. Is the difference between brawl and melee like one is with your fists and one is with a weapon?
Yes, brawl is unarmed fighting. Melee is if you have a weapon, and firearms is battle at range.
Joe, you have to take Streetwise.
I know. I was gonna say it's like
just next trade.
I might just buy it in for 4 because I just like when a gangster says, "I know a guy, you're the guy."
I know a guy. Me.
If you want to know lots of guys, we can give you some contacts in backgrounds.
This is what I was, because I have to think of what I was doing before this whole escapade of luring people in, like as a human. I want to be smart, but I also want to be a drug dealer, so I know all those contacts.
You know.
Yeah, I suppose you can be both. Not discriminating against you drug dealers out there. Sorry.
Okay, I will say the Bay Area is like home to Silicon Valley, who are also known to be to take quite a little bit of stuff. Apart from that, you also have like 2 very good universities/colleges in Berkeley and in Stanford.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I went to university, got a degree, I started a job, and like in university I was doing a little bit of drug dealing, but I realized I can make so much more money doing this drug dealing than this stupid job. So I went back to that life of crime, and then everything went downhill from there, and then I ended up as a pimp. Somehow, somewhere along the line.
Okay, so once upon a time you tried to be an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
But, said oh fuck this shit.
Didn't stick.
Yeah.
Turn your side hustle into your main hustle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did not stick.
All right, so for my stuntman, I have athletics, brawl, drive, and I'm torn between either firearms, performance, or animal ken.
So firearms, performance, or animal ken.
Yeah. Though Joe did point out I could be the type of stuntman that, I just come in and I do my job, which means I wouldn't need any performance.
If you want to take performance, we do have some stuff after this. You will get to pick more skills that you can pick up then if you really want this.
Okay.
How many twos do we get? 3.
2.
No, 2 at 3, 2 at 2 at this point.
Oh, okay.
2 at 3, 2 at 2. I have my drive at 3. I don't know what my other 3 is going to be. I'm pretty sure athletics and brawl both make sense. I just feel like other stunts could involve firearms, other stunts could involve animals. So you can tell my cat's right here, so obviously I'm good with animals.
I mean, you can pick it, so that's fine.
I think I've got mine.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go animal ken, and I'm gonna put my third one in athletics. So I have 3 athletics, 3 drive, 2 brawl, 2 animal ken.
Okay.
Or
Joe. Oh, yeah.
I'm stuck between more leaning into the sort of the drug dealing side, so have firearms, because if I'm in a bad area, I need to know how to use one, or go with before when I was human and have either academics or finance as the 2, because then it would explain why I'm smarter than.
I think finance would be a good one if you run a business.
Yeah, you're a businessman, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you changed your career path because you wanted more money.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah, I'd done a finance degree, and the numbers just worked out, man, to become this drug dealer.
Oh my god, you were a finance bro.
Yeah.
You were one of them. Are you going to tell us to invest in crypto?
Yes, you got it. Just buy low, sell high. It's that simple.
I'm just imagining your character telling my character, you could make so much money making NFTs, and watch she punches you in the face.
There is literally a crypto scammer, crypto bro in the setting. He's on the camera side, but yeah, he's in there.
That's fine. I've gone for persuasion and streetwise as my 3. I think that fits the best, and then intimidation and finance as the 2.
Intimidation. Ooh, that's interesting.
I'm a hothead, so I mean, I'm bound to be a bit intimidating.
The baby powder.
Okay, next is your life event skill. So let's imagine a major life event that happened to you, and you sort of learned something at that. Specifically, you get 1 skill at 3 dots and another one at 2 dots. And this is something that shaped you in who your person is.
Do this, sorry? Where is it on the
what, sorry? No, these are next. This is another part of your maybe creation.
Sorry.
What's a major life event that really shaped who your character was? maybe they were arrested and spent some time in prison, or I don't know, something along those lines. And what are the skills they picked up there? You get 1 skill at 3 dots and 1 skill at 2 dots, thanks to this life event.
Oh, right, okay. Drive is not what I thought drive was. Drive is literally driving. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's handling a car.
I thought it was like, you have drive in you. Okay, well.
No, it's literally like you can sit behind the wheel of a car and not crash your car into the nearest wall.
See, now I'm thinking I can put finance as 3. I could be like a failed stock trader and then go into drug dealing. So many possibilities.
So your life event was you basically failing out of your chosen profession.
Yeah, but then
you could fail, or you could just choose.
Or I can be like, oh, this is too easy. I found it too easy, so I went to another different profession.
Maybe you were embezzling or something. I don't know.
Oh, insider trading. That's why that could be it. I'm just trying to think of life events that.
So, Conrad, what horrible thing happened to your guy?
I'm debating between he got lost in the woods as a child.
Okay.
Like a couple of days, helicopters, canvassing like townspeople, like truly lost.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering how to finagle that on here. I'm wondering if maybe I was about to say I'm thinking maybe survival and awareness, maybe?
Yeah. That could work.
Yeah, I just don't know which one to put at 3 and which one to put at 2. I think maybe survival 2, awareness 3. Because if he had survival 3, he'd probably be, okay out in the woods. But I want this to be a little bit more of a traumatic thing. So maybe just being lost in the woods like that really kind of taught him to keep his eyes open.
Okay.
Or yeah, that's or like you could have nearly died, and that's why you became a stuntman, just to feel alive again. That's you done your first stunt and like broke your spine and.
Oh God!
But you can survive that. You can heal as well, so you can feel like the stunts. What drives you every day? What I
wouldn't put past him is that maybe this was like the bad result of one of his like earliest stunts as a kid. Like he went to jump a ravine on his bike and just fell into the ravine, into like a river, and the river just
that's a good option.
Took him down river for like miles. And they found the busted up bike pretty early on, but they never found a body.
And you say this was traumatic, right?
I think so, yeah.
Does this surface sometime? Or how...
I think...
Does this affect his adult life in some way?
I think he's not a fan of water. Of like rushing water. Like water that's too choppy. Like, I think that always stuck with him. So, like, water stunts, I don't think was anything he was too keen on doing. But, like, rapids, like, that's no bueno. He doesn't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to go survival 2. I'm going to go awareness 3.
It's a good traumatic event.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Joe, what did you go for?
I'm thinking going for the 2 in finance still, and the 3 in I can't actually pronounce it. Larceny. That's what I'm trying to say. Because inside trading and forgery and that sort of stuff, I was all
your ability to commit crime. That's larceny.
But I was doing it for a company. They were saying it's fine, but I mean, and my after what I am after becoming a vampire would be very good as larceny as well. So I mean, it all maybe that kicked off the streak.
What was the fallout of like this insider trading?
Oh, it was definitely I went to jail for a few years.
Okay.
And that could be where I met, like, I guess one of the person who brought me into the vampire life there. So that would be a very big life event.
Yeah.
I suppose they wouldn't really.
Yeah. I think it's. I believe, is it St. Quentin?
Prison?
Yeah. In the area.
That I do not know.
I have no idea.
Well, St. Quentin. I'm in France. Hang about. Sorry. Prison. Yeah, there's a prison in California. The St. Quentin prison in California.
Yeah, and it seems to be.
And it's the oldest prison in California.
Yeah, and I think it's. A little bit north of the bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could have spent some time there.
Oh, San Quentin. Saint Quentin. That's why I was in France for a second.
And then that could be like why I went into crime, because this typical story that you see on all TV shows is that nobody would hire me, so I just went into crime even further. Man.
Okay, so okay, this is interesting. So you were like a stock bro that became
a stock bro,
like a convict, and then became like.
It could be like a progression, then became a drug dealer, then just became a pimp. Like I don't know. Maybe I started working for the pimp at the time, and he said to take over my business, and he was like one of the person that brought me into the sort of kindred, you know.
He bequeathed his whores to you. Here, have my whores.
Yes.
I think for a while you like ran the strip club together, but then one day he might have disappeared. And you don't know where he went.
Yes.
But now you just remain bad. Okay. Yes. What's your how is your life fucked up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say because of a lot of her politics is all anti-warfare, that she lost a relative in the Vietnam War. And or a relative or a loved one of some capacity. I don't know whether it would be like a partner or something, but yeah, that's what I was thinking, which is very sad and traumatic and things like that. So
that's okay. This can be a sad and traumatic game, so that's fine.
Fits right in. Fits perfect.
Fits right in. So yeah, I'll probably have that as one of her like drives to like why she does what she does.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to look up political artists of the time to see if there was anyone that would caught her eye. But
I think I'm going to take away the 2 from intimidation and put it into subterfuge. I think it makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, you're smarmy. You lie to people.
Makes more sense than that. Oh, this guy's a douchebag. I love him.
thing.
Going from playing Alice to this is going to be a bit jarring, actually.
The difference between Alice and this pimp is worlds apart.
I mean, you did make them both intelligent.
Except Alice had to babysit the problem child. Joe is now the problem child.
The intelligent problem child.
the worst type. So, what were the skills that were attached to this lost a relative, Jess?
That's what I'm trying to. None of the skills really say in brackets sad. So
Investigation. Yes.
Investigation might be good because, especially with there was a lot of issues with the chemical warfare used in the Vietnam War. And whether or not, because there was a lot of issues with self-fire. So she could be trying to work out, like the death could have been quite strangely written in like the letter that they received, and it kind of made her think like, was this actually the work of the Vietnamese or was this the American government who took them down kind of thing? So investigation's a good one, so I'll put 3 in that one.
Insight might also be
that's insight was the other one I was going to say.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Yeah.
I mean, just like suggestions, right? You don't need to go with that.
Or
so I should have 3 and 3 and 3 and 2.
Yeah, one in. At this
I don't think I
point-
said that right.
yeah, no, yeah, you are right. 3 and 3 and 3 and 2 at this point. After all of it.
And so for me, it's athletics 3, brawl 2, drive 3, survival 2, animal ken 2, awareness 3.
Okay, I've got craft 3, insight 2, performance 2, streetwise 2, investigation 3, and politics 3. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
What?
I think
Nice.
so.
What was the
Like,
backstory, Jess? Sorry, you're.
Political activism.
No.
and-
Your tragic background. Sorry.
Someone my character loved, whether that be like a partner or a relative, was killed in the Vietnam War, and part of her drive for political activism isn't only the fact that she hated that they had to go in the first place, but also there's suspicions around whether or not the death was friendly fire caused by like the chemicals used by the Americans at the time, or whether or not it was actually the Vietnamese.
Okay, never mind then. I thought it was like kidnapped or something. I was going to say you could go a cult, but that doesn't fit at all.
No.
Agent Orange and all.
Yeah.
Okay, then next, your leisure skills. You take 3 dots at 3 skills at 1 dot based on your hobbies or other.
I like the idea of like my brawling hobby. That just makes me
Like to throw them fists.
I mean, yeah, you could like be like, oh, like I go to karate class once a week or something.
Oh yeah, why am I laughing at that? I do that.
Yeah, you literally thought. Why are you making fun of this? My brawling hobby. Oh wait, I do
have
brawl
that.
as a hobby.
I have a bowling hobby. Oh god, I've called myself out. It's immortalized on YouTube. Great.
What? Did we distinguish the difference between brawl and melee?
Brawl is
brawl
when you
is
use fists. Melee is when you use
Melee's
weapons.
like a stick.
Because I was going to say I was similar to Jess. I was going to go like kickboxing or something, just as like a part-time, but that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Melee, you could be like good with your pimp cane or something.
Are we all gonna have dots in Brawl? We all gonna be...
We'll just have like brawl dots.
I needed it for work. Y'all just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
It's leisure. It's leisure,
you
you
would
know.
learn like judo or something. Judo's a good like defensive one. It doesn't require a lot of
It's a
strength.
good pastime, and it takes a lot of stress out of you, you know. So,
Yeah. And also that I feel like it's something that like at least if attacking does come her out, she could do at least something rather than just panic.
we need at least one of us in drive. Like, surely one of us can drive.
I have 3 in drive.
Okay, good. That's fine.
I'm
then.
a stunt man. I know how to drive.
That's fine. That's fine then.
But you know how to drive them off off like the side of a cliff. You have to drive it straight.
Yes. Coincidentally enough, you're describing running before walking. Except with cars and other vehicles.
It would be
okay,
funny if none of us drove and we just like rode bikes around San Francisco trying to like deal with vampire shit.
Vampires on bikes. New role playing game.
Like driving bikes there would be terrible.
Like, if it was in like Amsterdam, it would work. But like San Francisco,
It
maybe
worked
not.
for the It worked for the IRA. Why can't it work for the vampires? The IRA started on bikes. They would like throw bombs and then throw their bikes into hedges and then leg it.
Oh God,
Yeah, that's how the IRA started.
that's fun.
And now we have no bins in London. So that's how that worked.
Huh.
So, what are your leisure skills? 3 and 1 dot.
I got so far I've got academics and brawl. So she likes to keep herself up to date with.
I have brawl and etiquette. I feel like I need to be like.
Oh yeah, with your clientele, of course.
I need to be pretty.
Like, and if you were a stock bro, you also.
I needed to wear suits and stuff. That's right. I'm a suit stock bro.
Oh dear.
Don't know what to put the other one in now.
I'm thinking Trip's a little bit of a tomcat. I think he a little bit of a ladies' man. So I'm gonna give him persuasion and insight for 2.
All right.
And
I'm quickly gonna look up something, because if you kind of wanna, I guess seduction could also be subterfuge if you're like a little bit cynical, which
I think subterfuge requires a little bit of baseline intelligence that Trip just doesn't have.
Okay.
I think he's a little bit of an honest person, or at least was at this point. He does have 2 dots in manipulation.
Seduction is specifically under subterfuge in the.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't seduce someone just by being charismatic at them?
Innocence is under.
I mean, you can
The
do
long con.
charisma subterfuge.
The long con.
You can do charisma subterfuge. That's you. In that way, you're charismatic. You just, if you want, you can also, like, after this, we will pick specialties, which are skills that you're particularly good at. And this is like a specific subset of this skill. So in that case, you could pick seduction, and every time you seduce, you get an extra dot, for example.
Give him my last one in persuasion because I like to talk to people about my political views. That's what my character.
Yeah. So did everyone pick their...
I still need one. Don't know what to put it in.
I would suggest
I
technology, maybe? If you were like... Really
yeah,
like
actually, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna put it in leadership, but I don't think I'm much of a leader.
Yeah, I think after reading it, I think I'm gonna keep my dot in persuasion, and I'm also gonna put my last dot in firearms. We'll say that Skip was a hunter on his free time too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this could also have been
Important
part
stuntman
of like your stuntman training, right?
yeah, I mean, I hung out with actors all the time. Some of it just rubbed off, I guess. Let me say that.
Yeah. Okay, and then now you'll select some extra skills that are like, according to you, maybe kind of missing. You can either take a specialist option, in which case you get one skill at 4 dots. You can change like one of the skills that you've already picked to make that 4 dots and then move the other dots in somewhere else. That's fine. You also gain a free specialty. Or you can go generalist, and you can take 2 more skills at 2 dots and 4 more skills at 1 dot.
Ooh.
Wow.
Can you repeat the first one? Sorry.
Yeah.
So the first one is just 1 skill at 4 dots and an additional specialty, which we will do after this. Or the other one is 2 skills at 2 dots and 4 skills at 1 dot.
I like the generalist, but honestly, I don't think Trip is that good at that many other things.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, what else would she?
Yeah, what else would he do?
Too many hobbies for
So
one person.
if I put 1 as 4, can I move the 3 somewhere else?
Yeah,
that's what he said.
no problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I was thinking about maybe putting specialist like drive,
Yeah, sure.
and then
I've got to put specialist in streetwise. That it makes the most.
Craft, yeah.
it's so many other dots I'm not taking though.
But like I can't see myself putting. I suppose I could. Like a 1 in firearms would be very useful. Even a 1 in drive as well.
Because I was thinking a generalist for me would be 1 in melee, 2 in stealth, maybe 2 in intimidation. Yeah, I can make that work. I think I gotta go generalist.
God
So who's
damn
going
it.
generalist? Who's going specialist?
I don't know.
If I go specialist, I'd put 4 in streetwise, move the 3 to subterfuge, and then I need to move a 2 somewhere as well. Then, yeah, Conrad's right. You're missing out on so many dots if
You're missing out so many dots
Yeah.
if you go specialist.
Gotta catch me.
And it hurts my heart. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go generalist, and I'm putting 1 in melee, 2 in stealth, 2 in intimidation, 1 in streetwise, 1 in subterfuge, 1 in insight.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's 4 at 1 and 2 at 2.
Yeah.
So that sounds good. Yeah.
I think I'll probably go generalist as well, but I'm gonna swap larceny and subterfuge, because reading subterfuge, it makes more sense going that one than larceny, but larceny as well is very good as well. But I think general. I'm just gonna go general. I would like that
Did
4.
you have larceny already, or am I?
Yeah, but I'm just swapping them around. I had 2 in subterfuge and 3 in larceny, but I'm gonna swap them around and put 3 in subterfuge and 2 in larceny.
Yeah.
I apologize. I already had insight. I'm putting 1 in firearms. No, wait. Wait, hang on.
I need to write this down. Otherwise I'm just gonna
What does awareness give you? That seems like something I might have.
Yeah, let me take that out.
It's basically perception.
Take that out.
Camouflage, concealed objects, hearing, instinct, smell, sight, traps.
Yeah, basically, wits awareness is like your standard perception roll.
Okay, I'll put 1 in that one. Oh no, I feel like
Okay. Two in stealth. 2 in intimidation. 1 in melee. 1 in streetwise. 1 in subterfuge. I have 1 more dot to spend.
oh god, I don't know how many I've put.
And basically, nothing on the right side of the sheet makes sense for Trip.
If I may make a suggestion, medicine, he might have.
Oh, you know what? That's actually what I was totally thinking that. I apologize. Yeah, he picked up some first aid, getting hurt all the damn time. That absolutely works. Okay, cool. So my new dot distribution for generalist is 2 in stealth, 2 in intimidation.
Yep.
1 in melee, 1 in persuasion. No, 1 in streetwise, 1 in subterfuge, 1 in medicine. Hey, I keep feeling like I'm missing a dot.
Yeah.
You should have a total of, I think, 5 dots at. Well, no, 4 dots at 1. Let me double check because I'm not sure myself.
5 dots at 1. I think we've.
5 dots.
No,
at
wait.
1, yeah. No. 3 plus 4, 7 dots at 1.
Oh god. Okay.
And I thought Pathfinder had maths. This is more maths than Pathfinder.
Okay,
Never throw at me.
Okay, so I have 7 dots at 1, so I guess I did it right.
Well, 7 skills. Sorry.
So stealth, intimidation. Those are my 2. And then melee. Oh, melee, persuasion. No, melee, streetwise, subterfuge, and medicine. So yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Okay.
I've got awareness at 1, insight at 2, intimidation at 1, and athletics at 1.
So
So
then
I
you
need-
need 1 more. 1?
2 more 1s? And 1, 2? No, wait. No, yeah, one more 1. And 1 more 2.
I will go over your sheets like after this to double check your dots and stuff like that to make sure that you have
Please
what
do.
you.
Okay. I will be right back. I have to use the restroom.
No
How
worries.
dare you? I think I'm missing 2 dots. I don't know.
Can I...
So
My
you
other
went
one's-
generalist also, like, right, Jess?
Yeah, I did in the end. The thing is,
Okay.
I could put one of my dots in drive, but I find it quite funny that there might be a point where I have to drive and I can't, and I find that funny. So I don't want to take drive.
Okay. So in total, you should have 7 dots at 1 if you're generalist.
I've got
6 dots at 6 skills at 2. And 3 skills at 3.
6 dots at 2.
6 dots at 2.
6
that
at
right?
2, I think, yeah. 2
Oh.
for your professional skills, 2 for your life event skills, and 2 for your general skills results.
I'm missing 2 2s then. I've taken 1 in firearms, so that's all my 1s done. Need 2 2s now.
From just staring at dots for so long.
Like, making a character can take a while. That's fine.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna take 2 in awareness, so I need another 1, and I need a 2 as well. I'll take 1 in drive, just so I can actually drive. That makes sense. And now I just need a 2.
You have leadership already.
I do not have leadership. But I feel like I wouldn't be a very good leader. I mean, I have to be, right? Yeah, I have to be. I'll put 2 in leadership. So, 7...
Leadership grants you the ability to lead a crowd, command a detachment, boost the morale of your supporters, or subdue a riot. The strong Prince of Bern must possess leadership or risk losing their throne.
Yeah,
so
like the specialties like command and stuff, inspiration. So yeah, I guess I'm an inspiring pimp.
I mean, you need a way to.
I'm not. I don't think it fits with me.
You need to, yeah. I mean, making your employees listen to you in a way, unless you want to do it through intimidation, which is kind of seedy. Is like a leadership.
I think I'm gonna put 2 in etiquette and 1 in leadership. So yeah. I am kind of leadership, but I'm also I have good etiquette.
Let's see. Leadership at 1. You have led infernal clubs before and can organize kindred of like mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what. And
okay, has everyone chosen their dots or not?
1, 2, 3.
I have
5,
1 dot left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Oh
1,
shit!
2, 3.
I was wrong.
Oh,
there's only 5 skills at 2 dots.
I thought so.
Okay, I can take.
I was very, very wrong. Sorry,
No.
I miscalculated.
So 5 skills are at 2 dots.
Yeah, 7 skills
Okay.
at 1 dot, 5 skills at 2 dots, 3 skills at 3 dots.
Take.
I miscalculated. My apologies.
Okay, I got that. Cool.
Okay, I've still got one dot left.
I've taken away my athletics, and then I'm 7, 5, 3, so I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Take 1 in science if she's interested in this possible chemical conspiracy. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
done. Okay, so I have 2 dots in academics, 1 dot in brawl, 1 dot in awareness, 3 in craft, 2 in insight, 3 in investigation, 1 in leadership, 1 in medicine, 1 in larceny, 2 in performance, 1 in persuasion, 3 in politics, 2 in stealth, 2 in streetwise, 1 in science, and 1 in survival.
Okay. I did not count the dots, but I'm gonna trust
I
you
think that works. In theory. I have my
okay.
terrible post-it note of dots.
Okay, then next, does anyone have craft, performance, science, or academics?
I have all of those.
I have academics.
I have No, I do not have performance. Sorry, what was the suggestions again?
Craft, academics, performance, and
Science.
Nope.
Which I have all of.
Okay.
You don't have any performance? I would have thought you would have had at least one in it.
You know what? That makes sense. Yeah. So I'm going to take it out of streetwise. I'm going to put it in performance.
Cool.
All right. So yes, performance.
Okay, so this these are skills that give you free specialties. For example, craft means, oh, I'm good with my hands. I can do shit with that. But craft means, oh, you're very good at like a specific thing. To give like an example from the other group, James is very good at taxidermy. So that's his specialty.
It's not creepy at all. Not creepy at all.
Maybe that's James's secret passion, because he had that in the Witchlight campaign as well. There's taxidermy mentioned.
Yeah, that was, I think, a joke from our garden. Yeah, so like you can choose like a free specialty. You add a specialty like down on your sheet on the same page. You get like specialties. You can add them here, and you can select your skill. In this case, craft. What were the other? Craft, performance, academics, and science, and you can add your specialty there. This should be sufficiently restrictive so it doesn't apply to everything that you do with that skill, but it should be like if you do an action that falls within that specialty, you get an extra die, basically.
Hmm.
In this case, academics is everything that might be learned at a university, like history or literature, things of that nature. Science is everything of the basic sciences, physics, chemistry, things along those, biology, things along those lines. Performance would be anything that you do in front of a crowd, basically. And craft is making stuff, making shit.
Okay, so performance stunt work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm putting then.
My academics was finance based, but finance is already a choice, so I don't think of what I can be.
Academics.
Maybe business management.
Yeah. Managerial role kind of thing.
Let's take a look at the skills, and let's go look at academics, architecture, English lit, history of art, history, journalism, philosophy, research, teaching, theology.
I guess research would make sense if I was like an undergrad.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be so broad as research like that.
I mean,
research into finances, I guess. That's very specific, and it could come up, I guess.
Financial research or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
mine
that.
will be political research. We've got both covered.
And also, you get one free specialty to use in any skill you want. So Conrad, because I think you've already selected yours, you can like any other skill you can select a specialty and you get one freebie.
Okay, well, most likely gonna put it in drive. But I don't. Other than like, I'm good at driving, but like,
you could.
But like,
you could
really
to,
good
like,
at driving.
Yeah, or like you could understand how cars work.
Yeah, you can either go with like a specific type of car, or you can go with like, oh, I don't know, like more stunt work, like doing jumps and doing I don't know, like
if you want it more specific, like what Jess said, you can fix bikes, because I imagine most stunt work is on bikes instead of all cars. You can fix like motorbikes or
I feel like chase scenes in movies have a lot to do with cars.
Movies like in the Da Vinci Code, where somehow she drives backwards through everything. Maybe you can drive a car in reverse really well. You know, when they always they just turn around and they just like swerve through like thousands of cars backwards. I have no idea how anyone does that, but that's
valid.
Skill.
Yeah.
Or parallel parking.
Yeah, let me look at what the specialties say for drive.
Maybe the difference between like a manual and automatic car. Maybe you can drive both.
All terrain, evasion, motorcycle, street racing, stunts. It says stunts right there. Tailing, trucks, vintage models. I'm thinking either evasion or stunts. It's probably got to be stunts, right?
Yeah.
So that's freebies for everyone, right? So everyone can, apart from the 4 skills I mentioned earlier, you also have one freebie that you take. You might be good.
Oh, so one specialty in a specific thing.
Yeah.
Skills, performance, stunt work, drive, stunts.
Mm-hmm.
So good at stunts. I mean, makes sense. It's my profession. Was my profession. I don't think it is anymore.
Or you can maybe performance getting hurt or something like that. Like,
yes, streetwise would be good for you because graffiti is under it.
Oh,
okay. So I thought, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's the reason I took it anyway.
Maybe that's
all the tagging stuff.
Maybe that's your specialty, streetwise graffiti.
I could do that. Yeah, thank you. That saves me thinking.
That would also be like recognizing, like, oh, this tag belongs to that gang, so this is their territory, stuff like that. That also.
So I'm actually going to change performance. Instead of it saying stunt work, I'm going to say feigning injury.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oops, it hurt.
I gotta take specialties. Sex trade, right? In Streetwise.
Oh, of course.
That or the black market, but that would be before I became the pimp that I am.
That's a side hustle, the black market.
Before I became the pimp that I am.
Can we clip that? Can we clip that little thing and just like...
We'll put that on iron potato salad. Before I became the pimp that I am.
That's a great quote. That's a great quote.
That's a really good quote.
Oh, this character is going to be a nightmare to play. Oh, crap.
Okay, so everyone selected their specialties?
Yep.
Jess?
I think Conrad and I have the same idea. We're both typing in the chat right now. Yes, all my specialties are done. I did all 4 skills and a new one.
Great, so...
Conrad and Nat's typing the same thing.
We need everybody else to know in Discord. It's important. Okay, sorry, Seb. Back to it, bud. Back to it.
So now we will dive into your beliefs as a character, your specific convictions. For that, we will go to the description page of your sheet.
Okay.
I will. Normally, you should be able to see it on screen now. Please tell me if that is not the case. Oh, yeah.
That is some ambition.
Yes.
To grow 7 arms.
I want to grow 7 arms. That would be useful.
So what I want you to do is to select your convictions. These are deeply held beliefs by your character that are like core values to them.
Oh god.
So writing conviction. Sorry, I was trying to.
Yeah.
In which part? Oh, right, where it says convictions, obviously.
Yeah. And touchstones we will deal with later, but first we need some like convictions. If you need like some like ideas like killing, love, loyalty, core ideals, political principles, and religious codes make for good conviction fodder, for example. But there are
there's a document, isn't there?
There is a document you can go to like get some inspiration if you want. It's titled, I think, Convictions, Chronicle, Tenets, Touchstones, Ambitions, and Desires, or something.
Of thy neighbor.
Or you can come up with your own if you want. But these are deeply held beliefs by your character. Because of course, in a moment, your character will be embraced, will be turned into a vampire. And that will, of course, means they are no longer human. So these are some of the core beliefs that he or she would need to hold on to in order to retain their humanity.
Oh yeah, I've got to get that one. Reject wealth, for it corrupts. It happened to me, so I gotta pursue that now.
Wait, reject wealth? But didn't you go into the drug business in order to...
Yeah, but no. I scrapped that idea. I went into the drug business after going to prison.
Okay. So...
And I only do the pimping just for the blood. For the blood, man.
For the blood.
To ease my hunger.
So it's a way to survive, but not a way you're looking to get rich, basically.
I'm in it to kill those corrupt people that corrupted me.
Okay. Eat the rich, basically.
Yes, basically.
I heard something, and I don't think it had to do with Vampire the Masquerade, but I liked the sound of it. Always seek life in death. And I'm thinking that has to do with like that zing, that rush that I get from doing something dangerous, but something that I'm pretty sure I can survive.
How about live life on the edge or something?
You only live twice.
That's great.
Yeah, something like that. Like live dangerously, or I don't know.
Live dangerously or don't live at all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, if you break these convictions, this also, because these are convictions you hold on to tightly in order to retain your humanity. If you break these convictions, this might have a ramification on your humanity, of course. Jess, what are you thinking? You need at least 2 of these convictions, by the
Oh,
way.
you need 2 convictions?
At least 2, yes.
Oh, I thought you said 4. I'm still looking.
No. At least 2, maybe 3 if you want to, but at least 2.
Okay. So I've got a few. So I've got reject government and its authority. The traditional expression of make love not war. Artistic expression should never be extinguished. And there's this slogan which is end bad breath, and it's based on a graphic artist who created an illustration in 1967 against the bombings in Vietnam, which is basically what my character's all about. So that is specifically about that art piece, so that's in there, and that would have been an influential one for her. So
Okay.
I've got those.
I need you to select 3.
3 instead of... Okay.
Out of these 4, you need to select 3. Yeah.
Okay. 3. Okay. I feel like make love not war does encompass reject the government.
Okay.
Because I feel like the entire make love not war movement is anti-government, so I think it covers that. So I'll take those 3 then. Actually, no, I'll keep the reject government authority, and then under make love not war, I will just put the note about the end bad breath one as a part of the same campaign.
So the make love not war, this means this means like initiating a fight would break that conviction, right?
No. Oh, okay, I need to change that. Because make love not war is very specific. Okay, I'll change that then. Okay.
So Conrad, did you select the second one?
Thinking something about like not being chained down.
Mm-hmm.
With a Ravnos, I mean that could almost be literally, but
One of the chronicle tenants I will give you is because chronicle tenants are like the moral like surroundings that you find yourself in. These are like the morality of your society, kind of. And those will be never kill the innocent, none may control me, which sounds very similar to the one that you have. And respect others and demand respect is the...
So those are 3 of the chronicle tenets?
Those are all of the 3 of the chronicle tenets. I will show you where to fill those in.
Are these the ones that everyone has?
I suppose no.
These are the same for everyone. Yes.
Okay. So never kill the innocent. What was the next one?
I put them in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
You can paste these over here. If you've listened to last week, these will be different from the ones that you have heard last week because you're in different cities and their moral compass there is a little bit different.
I'm assuming they just murder at will.
No,
Yes.
Chronicle
Just
for the camera
willy-nilly.
are written here. if you're interested, these are the ones. Always uphold the laws of your society. Do not kill or torture for pleasure, and loyalty above all. Are the chronicle tenets.
Okay, so that we put them in our convictions, right? Because they're ones that we abide.
These ones are chronicle tenets.
To the left of convictions.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so put that in. I'm struggling for me because I put obviously the reject wealth because it corrupts, and I want to put like rob the rich, give to the poor, but that's kind of the same sort of thing, right?
it could be like take care of your people or something, because you have some people working for you, so some sex workers working for you, probably.
Protect those closest to you over anything else, or something like that. Yes.
Or protect those that rely on you, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I saw something that courage is the highest virtue. I think that's one for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta think of a way to word it that's more trip.
Those who are loyal to you.
Don't be a pussy, yo.
I've got reject wealth, for it corrupts, and protect those who are loyal to you over. And then I can't think of a third one at the moment.
You don't need a third one. If you have 2, that's fine. If you have 3, that's also okay. Okay, everyone have at least 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next thing you will do is you will think of a mortal. Someone that exemplifies this conviction in your life. Someone that's alive and you have like a regular or semi-regular like interactions or a relationship with in some way. This, because, like I said, you aren't human anymore. So, in order to hold on to this, you need to, in some ways, like, look to other people to anchor your humanity into yourself. And you are sort of dependent on other people for this as well. And if something happens to these people, then that might, like, cause, like, a crisis of conscience and might like change your whole convictions like around, because these people were so tied to this conviction, because now you're a monster. That's basically it. If these feel like weaknesses to you, that's because they're supposed to be. You can talk this out if you want. That way.
It's just I'm really trying hard to think of somebody, and just.
If you want help, you can ask.
Okay, this is why I have to decide whether or not the person who died in Nam was related or romantic.
Yes. Now the thing, of course, they need to be alive.
Ah.
So it can be the person that died, but
maybe it's like their kid.
Yeah, either their kid or like their parent or other sibling.
Maybe it's their kid, or maybe it's someone who looks suspiciously like him, or maybe like it could be anything, but something about this person, like, exemplifies your conviction in some way.
One of my convictions I've changed to kind of like against the government thing, but it's a bit more specific in wording, which is no one in a position of power cares for your well-being. And that's the idea that the government works for its own ideology rather than people. And so if we have a kid of the person who died in Nam, they could have got no financial aid or help from the government after their parental figure died or something, maybe.
Yeah.
And then went into a life of destitute and had a hard time. Cool.
Also think you were turned in the 60s. If this was their child, they would be about 60 to 70 years old.
Yeah, so they could be like homeless now or something. Like they don't have a good life.
Or maybe it's a grandchild.
That's also
Maybe.
an option.
So if
Old geezer.
Ah, shit. All right, fine.
No, like, these do not have to be people that you like. These are just people that tie you to your humanity, and that's, like, somehow you kind of want to protect, but you don't necessarily need to like them.
All right, so for my convictions, I have live dangerously or don't live at all. Anyone worth a damn keeps their promises, and always even the playing field.
Okay.
Now for Trip, for the usually always even the playing field is like if somebody is like really outmatched or outgunned or something like that, and like Trip has their back, then he's got to step in.
Yeah.
So that's the way he would see that.
Protect the weak, kind of.
Kinda, yeah. It's not the way he would word it, but yeah.
The way I would word it is pick on someone your own size.
Well, that's why it's always even the playing field. That's the way he would word it. Yeah. Because not a lot of people are Trip's size. I think he's a big guy. Now touchstones.
So for you, Joseph, like never accrue wealth. It could be the person that told you to what was the wording to like do the insider trading, or it could be someone who was in a similar situation to you and lost everything in some way, or it could be similar, like an ex-con, or
yeah, I was going to say like somebody that was in the prison with me. I think that would probably be the best option.
Even a priest would work in this case, because it's like reject wealth. That's
I
the thing.
I suppose.
I mean, up to you, of course, but I'm just giving options. As for your other conviction, which was what?
It was protect those closest to you before all else. I would.
Someone that works for you.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do like somebody I was in prison with, and like he protected me when like I nearly got shanked or something. Or so he brings out the most ideals in me, or the convictions. I'll think of their name. I'll just put prison mate for now.
Yeah, sure.
I think Trip has a kid.
Oh, okay.
And I think he races motorcycles. I think he's one of those crotch rocket like racers, you know?
Yeah. How old would he be now?
If Trip was turned in the 80s, I'd say he's probably like in his 30s.
Okay.
Like maybe he's a motocross or
like dirt bikes or something like that, right?
just trying to think of a Yeah, he's a super bike racer. That's the name of what it's called. Super bike. So he's a super bike racer. So like his old man, he does stupid stuff. He's a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Oh, like these seem like MotoGP bikes, like things like that.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Okay. Like he's pretty good. He races in like all the highest categories.
Yeah.
Like races all over the world, but like surprisingly has his main base of operations in the Bay Area. So.
Well, that's where he knows to find his old man.
Oh, so he knows you're alive.
You said that these are people that we have regular interaction with.
Well, yeah, but interaction can also be, oh, you stalk them from the bushes sometimes to see if they're okay. I mean, that's also.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know if I have interaction with them.
Relationship.
Yeah, I will have to, let's go a little bit more through character creation before I decide to pull that trigger.
Okay.
I don't know what my connection is.
Or
now.
they can also like not know who you really are, right? If they were really young, it could be like, oh, I'm just like a regular guy and I just strike up a conversation with you, like not knowing that I'm your long lost father. That at this point to you would be like 80 to 90 years old, but I'm still the age I was.
Yeah, I kind of like that better. I think Trip was an absent dad.
Okay.
Like, because he is always kind of, doing other things. It's not that he had anything against being a father, it's just he had other stuff going on. Kid was better off without him. At least that's what he thought.
Get milk and became a vampire instead.
So I think this kid knows who his dad is, and that might have influenced why he did what he does. But I don't think I was too much of a presence in his life, and maybe one of the reasons we do or do not talk, I don't know. Maybe the reasons why we do talk is because I remind him of his old man or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're like I'm trying to find a better way to put it as like a coach or something.
Kid's name is Hunter, by the way, because of course it is.
Worst name in the world.
Hunter Halen.
Oh God. No offense to anyone who has the name Hunter, but it is a terrible.
We're offending drug dealers and hunters. You guys are bad people.
And pimps. Don't forget the pimps.
Listen, I could have given him the worst name for a person to have, which is Keith.
Yeah, that's true.
Keith's better than Hunter.
No.
Far better than Hunter.
You know what? Actually, just to piss off Jess, his name's Maverick.
I don't have an issue with Maverick.
Maverick Halen.
That I'm fine with.
Can Maverick be his like professional like nickname? Hunter Maverick Halen?
Sure. I like that. Best of both worlds.
Oh, I'm just going down to a rabbit hole about the Vietnam War now. I don't.
Okay, so more
Serious
ideas for
vampires.
touchstones connected to your convictions.
I've got what you said for the reject wealth. I've got my old manager, the person who's still running the whatever hedge fund, investment bank, whatever it was, because he's still up there and he's the one that sold me out just to save his own skin.
And what's your relationship with him now?
Oh, terrible! I want to kill him.
I wish to.
Are you planning? Okay, so planning your revenge. That's good.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
That'd really mess up having a touchstone.
Not necessarily.
Oh, all right, that's interesting.
You can hate him. That's fine.
Well, maybe not. Well, maybe not kill him, but him
Ruin
just
his life.
yeah, basically make him feel what I felt.
Okay. You only had two.
Yeah, my other one would be my prison mate, who well, I'll say like got like I got attacked, but he's the one that took the blow for me to protect me. I make sure that.
Just to make it easier, I'm gonna say like he's out now and he works as a bouncer at one of your clubs.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. I was gonna say like I visit him every week, but that works as well.
Like you actually gave him a job after he left for you or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of my convictions is artistic expression should never be extinguished.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there's going to be an individual that after I turned, I lost like that drive to paint and everything. It's like, if I'm this monster, then who am I to create such lovely things? And somebody kept me painting after being turned with that expression. But I haven't quite worked out who that is yet. And they're probably now like... It might be Chris Pinewood. I just like that name in. Yeah, cute. Chris Pinewood kept me going.
Like I like the idea of like, oh, you were once like a good artist, but now all you can do is like draw fan art of this like one obscure horror movie actor.
He's always there. And like it's hidden in all my protest pieces. Just Chris Pinewood. Technically the majority of art is fan art. I do say this a lot whenever you enter like the National Gallery and there's thousands of biblical paintings. They are all fan art. But everyone's too much of a coward to admit it.
Yeah.
Madonna on the Rocks, ultimate fan art. That's what it is.
So yeah, that's a potential. Like your muse, whoever or whomever it may be.
Yeah. Also, without a cause, you are nothing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Could be one of your fellow protesters or someone that's currently like really into protests or something.
Yeah. And then no one in a position of power cares for your well-being, I think is an antagonist of sorts to me.
Yeah. Could be a local politician or something.
Yeah.
Just happen to hate very, very, very much.
Politician, Republican. Right. Oh, did you see the stuff with the South Korean president who got caught in Korean going, fucking idiot Republicans, when he was talking to Joe Biden, and Joe Biden said something about Republicans, or something like, he said like, fucking Republicans are stopping progress. And then because he couldn't be seen getting involved in US politics, he then had to say, oh no, I meant the Republicans in South Korea, and now he's got an issue within his own country about that because he just got caught swearing on camera about American Republicans and had to change it to South Korean ones to make it an internal affair rather than an international.
Can't make it an international incident. It has to stay in the country.
Problems. But it was quite funny. You seem to forget that there were people in the room that could speak both Korean and American and English. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Joe has his convictions and touchstones. You can think about your ambition. What was your life's ambition? What's the thing that you're striving towards? What's your long-term goal? That's what I want to know. You see, on your sheet, you have two things. You have ambition and desire. Your desire can change from session to session, and this will usually get you some willpower back at some point. which we will get to in a moment. You also have your ambition, which are more your long-term goals. This can be the goal you had as a mortal. Although usually when you're turned into a vampire, these tend to morph into other things. For example, if you once wanted to be like at the head of a company or something, it might be to gain political power or something. Because it's both like a gain power thing, it's just a little bit different.
Okay.
You can start thinking about that. Conrad, do you have any more touchstones?
Yes. So for live dangerously or don't live at all, that's my son, Hunter Maverick Halen, Superbike Racer. For always even the playing field, I decided to go with Sergeant Lisa Mendoza. She's an officer in the police department, in Oakland Police Department, but she's clean. And she doesn't get caught up in like the politics of it all, and she doesn't, take the bribes. She basically just does good work.
Yeah. Give me a moment. I need to mute myself.
But I still need one for anyone worth a damn keeps their promises. And
Okay, sorry, what was the last one?
The last one was Sergeant Lisa Mendoza. She's an Oakland Police Department officer. Yeah. But she's a clean cop.
Yeah.
So. And then I need one for anyone worth a damn keeps their promises. But I don't know what to do with that one.
Assuming that would be someone who didn't keep a promise to you.
That would be a good one because I feel like the one with my son is, good. The one with the Sergeant Lisa Mendoza is good. This one should be somebody, that gets away with shit. But I don't know who.
It could just be a politician you don't like, or somebody specifically higher up in ranking that you don't particularly like, but literally could be anyone.
There's a guy who cheats his risk assessments, so that people aren't being kept safe, but then we'll tell people that it's safe stunts, and then people break.
Yeah, thing is the Hollywood's a trek away from where we are, so I don't really think I can have a touchstone that's in a different city. It's got to be someone that I see enough of.
Could be like a scummy fence or something that sells defective and stolen goods to people or something. But sometimes maybe you also use him because he's useful, but he's also a douchebag and a bad person. I don't know, just...
Yeah.
Kid's landlord.
Or your own landlord.
Yeah,
you
just a
have
landlord.
To somewhere.
I can't have a landlord. I can't live anywhere.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, you live in your car.
Maybe it's a mechanic that I go to on a somewhat regular basis, and I know they're they just take people for a ride if they don't know if they don't know about cars.
Okay. Mechanic that scams his customers.
Yeah.
Like all mechanics. This might just be me having bad mechanics, but... Okay, Jess, that leaves you, I think. And you can also start thinking about your ambition, Conrad.
Okay.
I think the basic idea of who these people are is down. I just haven't got names for them. So the local politician, which is no one in position of power cares for your well-being. is very like I think their like dad probably fought in Nam, and they're very like proud of that, so they go on about it. And he is very he talks a lot about being pro the invasions in Iraq and Afghanistan and things like that.
Yeah,
maybe
Republican. Okay.
All the Republican stuff. The artistic expression one, I think we covered with being keeping her painting after being turned, and like being that like light in the darkness kind of thing. So it'd be like a person who's just like a nice.
For now, I'm just writing
guy.
her muse, her current.
Yeah,
style.
muse is I think the best thing for that. And then the fellow protester for Without a Cause You're Nothing. It would be a more modern, I think, thing. I think she would get overwhelmed with all the different fights and activism that comes out in the more modern age, and gets a bit overwhelmed with it. And she's like, I don't know if the drive to do this, and this person would basically be like, get off your ass and fight, you fucking loser, essentially, yeah.
Okay, so
but names have not been decided.
How should I write this down? Just like a general description.
Modern day protester who helps keep her drive to fight for rights, and that's Without a Cause You Are Nothing kind of thing. Okay. But like in a more aggressive way. Like the muse one was all like, oh, art is beautiful. Oh, I will inspire you. And this person's like, fuck you, get off your ass and do it.
Okay, yeah, I'm
so
thinking
there's the two different ways of how she was inspired.
Yeah, I think this is enough for now. We will go maybe a little bit into detail about this later. I might send you a couple of messages or something.
Yeah.
Go too deep into this at the moment. So yeah, you can also start thinking about your ambition. Joe, did you come up with something?
No. I have no ambitions in my own life, let alone in a fictional one.
Well, you need one. What is your, as of right now, unnamed character want in life?
I don't know.
Words.
I suppose he wants to bring down. It's such a broad statement, but bring down like corruption and take down those people corrupted and that sort of stuff. Because he's seen it firsthand and seen the devastation it can cause.
Yeah, take down corrupt institutions, or take down what, a specific institution, or one.
I would say like specifically that the place that I got fired from, but I think that character would be more about taking down all corrupt institutions if he could. That is the biggest ambition he could probably have, but a smaller ambition would be that just that one.
To take down corrupt institutions or something. You can write it down. Does he see the Camarilla as a corrupt institution?
Oh, probably 100%.
Okay, good to know. Take down corrupt institutions. That's a good one. Conrad, you have one.
Honestly, for ambition, I don't know. For desire, I just wrote drive top speed over the Oakland Bay Bridge.
Sure.
Thing is that goes into San Francisco. So
yeah,
I would have to turn around and come right back. But I was like, that would be fun if he could somehow pull that off.
Going in your race hell.
Yeah, right? Ambition though, I don't know. Maybe to be accepted by the Lupine.
Ooh.
Because I did say that one of the lore sheets that interests woods, and that's like one of the top tiers you can get.
And it kind of makes sense with getting lost in the woods as a child.
Yeah, and if like that scared me as a kid, and I always go towards what scares me, except for maybe running water. But yeah, so
werewolves are kind of the scariest thing that's running around. So
yeah, it would make sense with someone who appears to have a death wish, right?
yeah.
Okay, sure. So, to be accepted by the lupine. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because maybe like I don't know if it was my sire or somebody. They're just like, do not fuck with lupine, and in my mind that was like, well, now I got to see him. Now I got to know.
There are werewolves? What? How?
Yeah, that. Well, first that. Then, after hearing horror stories.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
The ambition is to remove power from the 1% and place it into the hands of the majority. That's the big ambition. That would be great. In real life
Okay,
as well.
so... Okay, you repeat that because I did not get...
Sorry, I said it very quickly. Remove power from the 1% and place it into the hands of the majority. That's the ambition. So that she doesn't have to be doing all these protests all the time. And then her desire in general is to have her art immortalized alongside her. So while she is living life forever, she would like her art to also do the same.
Those almost sound like two ambitions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Desires are smaller, right?
Yeah. You said desires can change session to session, right?
Yeah, it's session to session.
Oh, okay. Have her own art exhibition.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have a desire at the moment. Still trying to think.
That
become the most
doesn't
successful
matter.
pimp in the Bay Area.
You can add that later. That's not a big deal. Okay, then now that we have all this, that's great because now some monster comes along and it kills you, and you are embraced as a vampire. Yay!
Finally.
Okay, so first of all, can you go back to your first sheet, please?
I would love nothing more, Seb, than to do that.
Super. Because this I forgot to do before. Your health track, you can increase and decrease the number of boxes there. The amount of boxes is equal to your stamina plus 3.
Should be so in health. It should
Stamina plus what? Sorry,
it's right. Stamina plus 3. Just right underneath your name.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 5 then.
Am I supposed to? Is it supposed to be the lines in it? Does that indicate that I have it or don't have it?
The squares indicate that you have it.
No, you need to press the plus and the minus buttons to get the total amount of squares.
Okay, ignore the lines completely though.
No, yeah, the lines, like that's like superficial damage across a crossed out box is aggravated damage, but we'll get to that once we get to
so I need 5 boxes because I have 2 in stamina and then plus 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And then willpower, you will do the same, except it's composure plus your resolve will be your willpower.
Ooh, I got 7.
Oh, beefy, yeah, 7.
I got 3. I have no willpower.
This will be, you can spend the willpower to re-roll 3 dice, for example, or you can, these are also sort of your social health. If you get like embarrassed in front of a crowd of people, you might take willpower damage. This is also a pool of dice that you can roll to resist frenzy at some later points. Okay, so now that we have those, you can put your humanity at 7.
2, 3,
These
4.
boxes you will need to fill up completely by pressing twice and filling them up in red, like I did here in top right.
Okay,
Six,
that's done.
7. Cool.
7, yeah.
There are 10 boxes overall, right? So
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. Then we will take a look at what kind of vampire you are. So, for example, Conrad, you said you wanted to be a Ravnose, right?
Yes, I feel like it makes the most sense for the character concept I originally had, which was a vampire basically living out of a van.
Super. Then you can fill in Ravnose in the top there.
Yep.
And you can also go to the back here. And if you go in the drive towards the clans, you should find in the Ravnose folder or the Ravnose document, you should find your clan bane in there somewhere.
Okay.
You can paste that in your clan bane thing in your description of your page 5. So, Jess, you were thinking either Bruja or Toreador, right?
I think probably Bruja, building her a lot more. The art, the political stuff is a little bit more the driving force of things. So I'll put that in the Bruja.
That makes sense. They're also short-tempered as a bane. Meaning they go into frenzy easier. Joe, I'm not sure if you've had a look at the clans already.
I have had a look, but obviously we've built this character as we've gone along in the session, so I don't really know which clan it would go in.
Sure. Yeah, I can give you a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
One that I can see, kind of because you are short-tempered, is also Bruja, like Jess picked, is one option that I can see. Let me quickly get to an overlook. Because you're also sort of involved in CD activities, I can maybe also see Ministry. Because they tend to be sort of like that. What else would be an option? What sort of vampire stuff do you want to do? Just out of interest, what are some of the vampire powers you'd want to have?
I don't know. I think.
Do you want to be super strong, super fast, super like indestructible? Do you want to have mind control? Do you have control over emotions? Do you want sorcery? Do you want supernatural how do you say senses? Do you want to have a special bond with animals?
Like the super strong or control or mind read or whatever you said, control emotions or something. Mind control. Yeah. I think because I'm short-tempered and I'm strong, that sort of strength would be much better.
Okay. So looking at that, Bruja do have potence, so they do have the super strength going on, and that kind of makes sense. Quickly, La Sobra do have they have control over shadows, but they're also super strong and can mind control. Sorry. You have.
Oh yeah, I want that one. I'm reading it now, and I think I'm happy with La Sombra.
Oh,
So
you want to
proud.
be a shadowy person.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm already
Okay,
shady as it
that's-
is, so even more.
Okay. Meaning we have 2 La Sombra in this chronicle. That's fun.
Oh, did somebody on the other side go La Sombra?
Yeah, Bex is.
Oh,
Bex, that shadowy lady.
Okay.
is that okay for me to be La Sombra and her to be La Sombra?
Yeah, I have no problem even with like 2 of the same party going the same clan. Like, you can build them so differently, and it's like the mechanics really don't matter that much. So
Okay, so I'll put La Sombra in my clan.
yeah, and you can look in the clans folder to go look for your clan bane, which in your case means that technology doesn't function around you.
That makes sense. I stopped. Do I need to get rid of the technology stat then?
You can keep it. You can know stuff about
Oh
technology.
yeah,
but
no, yeah, that's fine. That's
it's
fair enough.
just, like, you need to like make rolls in order to make technology work around you, because like you also don't really have a shadow. You don't have like a. It's like basically the thing that like vampires don't have a reflection, but like a little bit updated to the modern world. If that makes sense, you don't really show up on camera like imagery and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
All your patrons are going to have to pay cash anyway. Because
Yeah.
you won't be able to use a card machine.
Well, he doesn't have to be
I
the one
deal in cash
to
anyway,
run the
excuse me.
card.
Only singles, you know?
He also doesn't have to be the one to run the cash register, you know.
Make it
Like,
rain.
he has people for that.
Okay, so what did you say I need to do in this Lysandra document?
So you look for your clan bane.
Clan Bane, aha. So I copy and paste that in the Clan Bane, I see.
Easy as that.
Cool.
Then each of you also gets the powers associated with your clan. In case of La Sombra, if you scroll to disciplines, you will see 3. You have Dominate, Oblivion, and Potence. You can put these in your Disciplines tab, which is the second one.
Yes. Well, I don't own a token in this area, apparently.
Oh, I can change this. Give me a second. Does this work?
Yes.
Okay, great. So if you press add discipline here,
Yep.
you can add your discipline here, and
So,
then each discipline has an amount of powers.
Dominate. Need to write that in.
Oblivion and Potence for you.
Okay, so
And for the rest, like you guys can do this too. For Bruja, it's Potence, Celerity, and Presence. And Conrad, for Ravnos, it's now I need to take Animalism,
Obfuscate and
Presence.
presence. Yeah.
Now, of these, you also get dots in these in your disciplines. You get of your clan, you get 1 at 2 dots, and the others at 1 dot. These are your in-clan disciplines. You can also learn out of clan disciplines, but that's through like other means. But as you level up, you will also be able to get disciplines outside of your clan. Your blood just takes to it a little bit rough, a little bit harder, so you need to pay more experience points to get those other powers.
Okay.
These are easier for you to get.
Two, and one of them and the other
Oh.
has one.
Two with 1 and 1 with 2, is it? Sorry.
Yes.
Ooh, that.
So what do you want to be stronger? Do you want to be physically stronger? Do you want to be better at mind control? Or do you want more control over shadows?
The dominant one fits perfectly with my sort of background. So I can alter memories, so we can feed off the customers, but then alter the memory as if it never happened.
Yeah,
So
flat memory is a thing, yeah. But that's also a first level power, so if you just want that one, you can put that. This is something I will let you do over the week, because this takes quite a lot of reading. But for each dot in your discipline, you get 1 power.
Oh gosh, okay.
Right? So 1 dot means you can get a level 1 power. 2 dots means you can get a level 1 power and a level 2 power, or level 1 power and another level 1. Does that make sense?
So we don't have to do any reading past level 3. Like basically we can stop at level 3.
At the moment, yes. So now I kind of want to know something. Like, who was the person who turned you? Who was the vampire that made you? And what's your relationship to them?
The person who turned my character would be someone who she protested with, and probably because they were hippies, they all probably lived in the same like Volkswagen van thing. And it would have been like one of those conversations of just like, I feel like I could fight forever, and then they'd be like, you can fight forever. And then kind of thing.
I have a question for you.
Hi.
Would you be okay being the child of the Baron?
Wow.
I don't know who. I can.
Say yes. Just say yes.
Yes. Yes.
You can look him up. He's part of the Congress of Sorrows. He's peaceful. He's a pacifist. And he's kind of he's kind of a mediator more than like a proper ruler.
Is this the vampire in the wheelchair?
No. This is the wheelchair is in the is a very, very evil man over in San Francisco.
Oh gosh, okay.
He's in the Congress of Sorrows, and he's, I think, the first one you come across, Duncan.
Oh, so his name is Baron Duncan? Is that who I'm looking
Just
for?
Duncan. He hates the title of Baron, but people call him that. And you can like read his little backstory.
Oh, is it Duncan McTavish?
No. Where are you?
I don't know. I'm in something that says Sergeant Duncan McTavish. I don't know who this man is.
Where the fuck are you? Okay.
I don't know.
No, it's like go to City of San Francisco, coteries of San Francisco,
East Bay,
Should we do San
Congress of
Francisco?
Sorrows, and then
Uh,
the top one. He looks meaner than he is.
Yeah, if you scrolled down and you found Gilligan, you've scrolled too far.
Duncan. Oh yeah. So he can be my dad.
Yeah, he's your daddy.
He's my daddy. Okay. When I wrote that.
He was turned around the same time as you, so like he might be. It might have been like a spur of the moment thing, like, hey, I'm a vampire now. You can be one too. So you can write, yeah. So, like these disciplines, we can go over these later. At the moment, like it's the fun part because these are your vampire powers, but I'd like to spend my time elsewhere if that's okay.
There's a lot to
okay,
read. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. In session, on page 5, again on your description, you can put your generation as 11.
11.
The rest of you,
Oh,
yeah, the rest of you, you can anywhere between 11 and 30 would be okay.
I'm gonna be 12 just to be in between.
Sure.
I'll be
Go
super
ahead.
honest. I have not really given my sire much thought
That's okay. You
because none of the established lore vampires are Ravnos. So I don't.
There are 2 of them, but not in like you weren't also like embraced here, so like this is completely up to you. Who do you want him to be?
Oh, well, I guess I would have been embraced somewhere in Hollywood, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere near there. So what Ravnos are in LA? Like the LA Hollywood area.
I tried looking this up because I knew you were going Ravnos. I was not able to find one, so you can make one up.
Oh
That's
no.
fun, right?
Sorry, I'm looking through the Congress of Sorrows, and the picture they have for Edgar is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Why is he looking into my soul like that? I hate it.
But he's great. I love Edgar.
Look at him.
Seb, how old do you have to be to hear that calling to take you to the Middle East to fight?
Well, it changes. It changes.
Is it by age or by generation?
Both.
Okay.
Most elders, meaning kindred that have been around for like 200 years and older, have gone, but not all. Just most of them. But there have been ancillae, which means 100 and up, or even fairly new vampires that I've heard the call that also. But like it's kind of mysterious what does it, and no one's really sure what determines it.
Okay. So I was wondering if maybe if my sire turned me as a way of trying to circumvent that, like maybe if I have the connection of a childer, it'll stop me from wanting to go or something, or does that logic not track? Like would people not make that
That's
basically
fine.
okay? Because I think I like the idea of my, because I just really haven't thought of them. So I kind of like the idea of my sire not being around, but having been around long enough to basically give me the basics,
Mm-hmm.
and then be like, this didn't work. So
I fuck off. Okay.
bye.
Yeah. Okay. So you haven't really seen him since, but he was looking for a way to circumvent the beckoning.
Yeah, well, let me, hang on. I'm gonna roll for gender.
Okay.
Okay, we'll say. Roll. All right. 1 and 2, he, him. 3 and 4, she, her. 5 and 6, they, them. 3. So.
She, her.
She, her.
Okay.
We'll say, and the name just came to my mind, Fiona.
Okay. A Ravnos named Fiona from LA. Okay, I can work with that. How about you, Joe? Who was your sire?
I'd probably say the person I was working with, well, owning the business with, I guess.
The business being the
business, you know, the strip club.
The strip club.
Yeah.
And he disappeared from like one day to the next, leaving no trace behind. And now you're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is he still around, do you think?
I want to say he's not there. But I'm also going to do what Conrad did and roll for a gender as well. Because I'm an original.
I also rolled for a generation, and since I got 3, I'm gonna say that I'm 12th generation. So not 11th, not 13th, but just like Joe in the middle.
Okay.
Secret roll. We can't see it.
It was a 1, so it is he. So, I don't. Yeah, he probably isn't there anymore. I'd say he probably left.
Okay.
Say I've been a vampire for 20 years. He probably left 10 years ago, say, and left me in charge of the business and everything, and without even saying anything, left no trace of himself and left.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we are going to determine how you feed. So how do you get like your blood, basically? Let me quickly navigate back to my character creation thing. Before we do this, sorry. God damn it. Where can I? I'm really sorry, I just need to have a look at something.
That's okay.
Don't worry, Seb. There's a lot going on. So it's fine.
Okay. Next, we will go to blood, which is number 4 on your sheet. I'm not sure if you can see this.
No token.
No.
No worries. Here we go. So here you can just put blood potency 1 for everyone.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Then next.
Bane severity
manage-
2. Sounds brutal.
Yes. Then we will go. Well, disciplines, we have that. Next, we will select your predator type. You can all go on the drive to the predator type.
I've already got mine.
Oh, damn.
document.
Business owner. It was right there. It was obvious what mine was going to be.
I thought that one
Career
might,
sadist.
That's basically like you're a dominatrix or
Nice.
something like that. Yeah.
Catfisher.
Some of these are quite good.
Oh, there's a driver
which-
one, Conrad.
I saw, but I don't really like it. It's just you're an Uber.
Yeah, basically.
That's legitimately it. You're an Uber.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to make money. For like, just generally, if a vampire needed some money.
I went through a couple of these that I thought sounded cool. I think I may have narrowed it down to 3.
Okay.
Since
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
this is not the only type you can, the only way you can feed. This is just your preferred way of feeding.
Okay.
Conrad, go ahead. You wanted to.
Oh, sorry, I was just talking out. So, Dawn Walker, because I'm always kind of like, pushing things to the edge and being a little dangerous, doing things. So the threat of like, you might roast, possibly.
Okay.
I also thought Nomad because I'm always moving.
Very. Yeah.
But I feel like the most fun option would be Raven. And just getting like feelings and urges and like visions of like, go do this now.
Okay.
Like I don't even understand really where it comes from. I just, know.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 I think that I've narrowed it down to, but I don't know which one I like the best.
Land one. Funny to me.
Which one's funny, Chess?
The landlord one. It's just a landlord.
Yeah.
I like that. Also an influencer. I do like the idea of like these bloody like Instagram influencers just all being secret vampires. That's always funny to me.
Yeah, it's also very dangerous because it's a very easy way to break the masquerade.
Oh, absolutely.
And accidentally reveal your vampiric self to the world.
You could be
seen a
Muse. Muse, Jess. Muse is quite good. It's more music, but I suppose you can flavor it to just be art instead of. It says artists, but it's talking about you can be like a musician as well.
Maybe. I don't know if she'd want to hunt from like her own fellow artists. I feel like she'd want to like take from bad people. Maybe.
So, Joe, you chose business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a look at what that gets you. So if you take a look, you can add an extra specialty, either to persuasion or finance, in your first sheet, where you have your skills and your...
money laundering.
Yeah.
I will put it in persuasion because I've already got the financial research one as for academia. I think it just makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. You can also...
Yep, go on.
Then next, you gain a dot in one of your disciplines, either dominate or presence. If you don't have presence, you can.
Yeah, I've just
to get the dot.
I've put it in dominate because I don't have presence,
okay.
And I've only put one. I've only put one in each one so far because I haven't read what you get at level 2 yet, so I haven't.
Yeah, sure. If you want presence, you can have presence. That's not a problem at all.
No, that's fine. I'm happy.
And you can spend 3 dots between the business owner, herd, and retainer backgrounds. So backgrounds are stuff that you get extra. Like business owner, for example, is like you own your business and your business is like this big, it makes this much money, blah blah blah. Herd is like easy feedings, I guess. Like and a crowd of people you can feed from easily without having to like really try hard to like go hunting, basically. And then the last one is retainer, which is basically people that work for you. And you can spend 3 dots in between those in any way. Like the more dots you put in business owner, for example, the larger your club will be. The more in herd, the easier you will feed. The more in retainer, the more personnel you'll have. You will be able to buy these later as well if you do a bit XP to like expand on this.
I don't think he would go with retainer because one of his convictions is always protect those closest to you and loyal to you. I don't think he'd put any in retainer, so I think the other two are going to be the ones I share it across.
Why would
he doesn't want to hurt his compadres? You know, they're the ones bringing in the business, and they can do whatever they want, but he doesn't want to hurt them. He doesn't want to be a pimp. It's just what he's led up to be, you know?
Like retainers aren't necessarily people that you're feeding from, right? These are people you pay. These are people you make rule.
It says you have one or more loyal servants or assistants, and that you feed off.
Like employees. I mean,
I don't know. I'll read it later, but I'll put
this is in backgrounds. You can find this.
I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go with what Joe said and go with the muse ones, because thinking about artists, they're all weirdos who would
you can
they would love it. There are people that paint with their own blood. I'm sure they're very happy to give it up for someone to like eat in the name of art, so it's fine. They could just literally all my character would have to say is like it's to represent kinship, and it's to like it's an artistic interpretive piece, and they'll be like, oh, I understand what you're saying fully. Here, drink this. Done. Sorted. So yeah, muse. I think I'm muse.
If Joe, I think, has a good point. Factoring in your convictions with your hunting style makes sense.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I don't think nomad would almost be a little too easy for me. So either waiting until I get that gut feeling to eat, which apparently for the most part is usually when you're at hunger like 4 or 5, or hunting so close to sunrise. Both those feel more true to my character. I just don't know which one. The Raven one kind of goes against stats because like all the stuff you get for it is like the occult, and like that's like not who he is. But if this was something, I think it would make sense that like maybe his sire was a little more into the occult than he was, obviously. And maybe whatever thing inside of her that got its hooks in her and is taking her over, to the Middle East. Not that, but like something like the reason why that was affecting her, like maybe something like that kind of globbed onto him.
Yeah, maybe like she was obviously like the one who taught you how to feed, right? So
oh, you're right. You're right. So she taught me, and the way she's always done it is I just always have this feeling. I just always know. So you'll always know. Yeah. Raven, baby!
Is there a canonical way that Duncan feeds as the pacifist? Because I'm sure I would listen to
I would assume probably in a way that like maybe people offer it up to him.
I will
Yeah.
take a quick look. I have it here somewhere. Give me a moment.
Because if it's the offer up one, I can still have the muse thing. It's just my specific type.
It seems like he would be someone who might be a consensualist or a confidant.
San Francisco by night. Let's see. What are you, Duncan?
Oh, I gain routine flaw. Interesting.
Oh, yeah,
This means
I
you
have-
This means you have a certain routine in your day. Flaws can also be found within the document somewhere.
Yeah, I've got it now. Yeah.
You can only have a specialty if you have a .NET, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then I now have the specialty awareness weird places, which is fun.
While you take your solace, awesome.
Duncan is a consensualist.
Called it.
He is, by the way, as you would notice, he he operates out of a rehab center. Like, that's the place he lives. It's very California.
Nice.
Maybe he sees that he's like drawing in the bad blood,
Whoops.
and maybe that helps with like the addictions.
Oh man.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just because the blood is spicy with the drugs.
Spicy blood.
It's just the spicy blood. So it says that I get a specialty in either medicine or persuasion. Does that mean I just add another dot?
No, specialty means you have
No.
to give yourself
yeah.
a specialty in it,
Oh yeah.
and then I think it tells you what the specialty is.
Yeah.
I'm a dumb.
You are not a dumb.
I'm a dumb.
Hey, I don't like my friends talking to my friends like that.
You're being a dick to my pal.
You stop being a dick to my friend. So I'm not Banu Hakim or Tremere, so I cannot take Blood Source, which means I gain a dot in Auspex automatically.
Yes.
Okay.
And you also get a power of aspects, but that's something, again, you need to reach, and then you add power under this section.
Oh, this floor is brutal. If I break my routine in the night, I take a 2 penalty to all mental rolls, and I have to use a willpower to break out. Oh god.
So you have like
I mean, this is the routine of
like
running your
OCD or
business,
something?
right?
Basically, yeah.
I mean, kinda, but it's like the routine of running your business. So you wake up, you basically check the register. Has everyone arrived yet? Are all my girls here on time?
Hey, we're
What
exclusive.
should be done?
Girls and boys in this place. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Equal opportunity. Then at the end of the night, you can like, I don't know, count your money or whatever you want to do. I mean, this is something we should work together on what your routine is.
Yeah,
for the
that's
night.
fine.
Like, what are the steps that he goes through in order to like establish his.
Would that routine sort of be that I can do it outside of work? Because I imagine we're not going to be staying in my business the entire time, you know? So it's going to be hard for me to be able to do that routine. I suppose I wouldn't be able to because I can't use technology anymore, so I wouldn't be able to like phone up and make sure everything's working.
It's difficult to do it remote. Yeah.
Send a pigeon. Where do I put my flaws? I'm just trying to work that out. Sorry.
It's on the
under
features page.
Features. And then you
Oh,
have three
boons.
things. You have
There we go.
you
Oh,
have
no, flaws down
boons,
there.
you have backgrounds, merits, and flaws.
Okay.
I don't have any merits.
And the merits will you'll get those. Yeah, we're also not going to be able to finish this today. This is gonna be way too long otherwise.
There's a lot, to be fair. So
Yeah.
Not
Dark.
your fault.
And I need to wake up at 6:30 tomorrow because I need to go
Ugh.
give a presentation on the other
Goodness.
side of the country. So
Do I put my feeding floor in the same floor section? Is it
yes.
just- Okay.
So your flaw is the
Dark
adversary,
secret.
right?
No, dark
Oh,
secret.
which one did you go for?
I'm going for the consensualist because I'm gonna do
okay.
what
Yeah.
Ayers says.
Okay, so Ooh,
Floor.
damn, you. This is.
Oh, you
Is it
get
hard?
you get 2 floors. How
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Oof.
Watch me die in the first session.
So you literally just cannot feed on people who are non-consenting to you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
And
bit
people
harsh.
know. And some people know you're a vampire, which means you've broken a masquerade at some point.
That's probably fine, right?
Oh, God. Oh well. We'll see what happens.
I can smell the resonance of a human's blood without tasting it. What is resonance?
Like the flavor. Surely.
So certain blood tastes different to you. Sometimes, I don't have the chart in front of me. Let me quickly look it up. But some people are sad, and sometimes when people are really sad, their blood takes on a different flavor. And when you drink blood that's of a really, really sad person, you might even get extra powers.
Oh, wow.
But
Oh, and that's a
this doesn't-
resolve plus awareness roll, which for me is actually pretty good. That's like a dice pool is 6.
But it's not necessarily only sad, it's also really energetic or really, really horny or
Highly emotive, essentially.
yeah, basically strong emotions. And if that person has very strong emotions, a lot of the time their blood might taste a little bit like it, and you might get a little bit extra out of it when you drink of those people. They're rare, but they exist.
So,
And
I
I
wonder
think those
will-
are called disgracious or something.
can you add attributes and skills together in a roll, or how do you do that? Or do you have to roll them separate?
For what?
I'm just trying to roll for the first time.
Oh, so if you go to your skills,
Yep.
you just press them, and then you can normally select your attributes there.
Yeah.
somewhere.
I click it. It says resolve. Yeah, resolve. It's only letting me roll. How do can I combine them, or do I have to roll them separate? Oh no, never mind.
Did they roll? Because I do not see anything.
I didn't do it yet. Hang on.
Okay.
2 successes, which means I would not have been able to basically smell or see or feel someone's blood resonance.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my stats and the fact that I have to rely on manipulation and persuasion just to eat.
And you made your character not good at that, huh?
Well, she's got 2 in manipulation, but she's got 1 in persuasion. I'm gonna take 1 of the stealth out and put it in persuasion just so she can actually eat. I'll change that around. Okay, I've done that.
So have we all added our predator type and whatever comes with it?
Yeah.
Yes, apart from the 3 dots in business owner, herd, or retainer background. So I haven't done the backgrounds yet, but I'll do that another time.
Where do we add? Where it says gain the bloodhound merit? Do you just gain 1 dot in that,
Okay. So,
or do dots not matter when it comes to merits? because it has dots next to it.
Oh.
Where is your thing here? Raven was it, right? Where do you see this?
It says gain the Bloodhound merit in the middle of Raven. It's the third.
Yeah, I was
Thing
looking
down.
at Reaper. Sorry. Give me a second.
Also says gain 3 dots heard. Is that a merit?
Background,
Uh,
I think. Heard.
yeah. Herd is background.
Heard's background. Okay.
And okay, I'm in the merit, so control F Bloodhound. Yeah, it's just a 1 dot thing, and you can you found it. It's the smell of so it's merit 1 dot Bloodhound, and then you can just paste the description in the description there.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why the drive's there. It's easy copy pastable.
Yeah. So merits don't have dots. It's just there's dots there just cause.
Well, some have 2 dots, some have 3 dots, some have 1 dot, and that's because after this we will spend some dots on different things. One of those are merits, some you can spend in background, some you can spend in flaws.
Okay. So I have weird places. I got that. I added Auspex. I added Bloodhound. I had 3 dots in Herd. Gain 1 dot Mythic Flaw.
Yes. So, for that you will go to merits and flaws.
Yep. So I have Bestial. I have Boons. I have Impotent Vitae. I have Stigma and I have Flashbacks. So I haven't looked at these yet. I need to read these.
Wait. What? Where?
Under those are vampiric. I apologize.
Yeah. You have normally somewhere called mythic in the.
Yeah, I'm in Mythic. Merit. It looks like sorry. Stake weakness. Is that it? Just all I can take is stake weakness.
You have many under there, right? Not under merit. You have arcane, infernal tutelage, tome of secrets, artifact, stake, weakness.
Yeah, but these are all merits, right? I need a flaw.
Ah.
Oh wait, does it say? Wait, hang on. Gain
Oh,
1
yeah,
dot
more.
mythic. Is this? Yeah, gain 1 dot mythic flaw of your choice. But these all say merits.
I will say, yeah, it might be that I put it under wrong collection. I think you can also take vampiric flaws. I'll allow you to take a vampiric flaw. That might just be me messing up in my layout. That's very possible.
Okay, well, yeah, it looks like stake weakness, cold dead hunger, and pack diabli might all be flaws.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I'm seeing as well.
But the only one that's 1 dot is stake weakness.
There we go.
Because pack diabli is 2 dots and
Okay,
cold dead hunger's 3.
I'll quickly look in the book itself, how it's laid out there.
Oh, it's easier. It'd be easier to stake me. Ooh, that's bad.
Let's see. Merits. Here we go. mythic. Okay, what's here under mythic, and I don't know why it's not there, is stake bait, folkloric bane, folkloric block, and stigmata.
Ooh, yeah. All I have is stake weakness. That's it.
Why is it not in here? Yeah, I'm gonna say you can also. Well, they're in here. They're just under different categories. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, so stigmata is one.
Okay.
You want folkloric block or folkloric bane is another one.
Where's that one at? Hang on. I'll just write these down to look at them later. Okay, so you said
Okay, it's not in here for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to look at this later, and we will.
Yeah, we can revisit it. You just let me know on our time.
We'll revisit this. Yeah, I will take a look at it because I'm not sure why I didn't put this in here, or why it's not in here like it should be. Yeah, I'll fix this. My apologies. I thought I had everything set, but apparently I did not.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
So my apologies. That's my fault. Okay. Next, and I think this is the last thing that we will do today because it's getting late. So yeah, you also have like certain general characteristics, the powers of the blood. You will find these under gifts and curses of the blood in Vampire Basics. This basically means this is your blush of life, which means normally you appear as a dead vampire, but by activating the blush of life, you can give yourself a little bit more color. You can get a body temperature, which is not something you have usually, things like that. These are just general vampiric powers that every vampire has. You can read through these at your own leisure. Okay, we have done your ambitions. Then next we will do your advantages. These contain both your backgrounds, your merits, and your flaws. You will get 7 dots to spend on your merits, and you will need to spend, I think, 2 dots on flaws. Well, merits or backgrounds.
I didn't get given any of those.
What? Sorry.
My thing didn't come with those either. With any backgrounds.
You did not get any background.
Not for the compulsion. The consensualist, no.
That's possible, yeah.
I literally just got flaws. It literally went, this is your punishment for being a good person and hoping for people to consent.
Yeah, you did gain a humanity, a level of humanity. So you're at
Oh, damn.
I did. I am now at like 8.
You're at 8?
I'm so human. It's unbelievable.
Dang, lady.
So, you get 7 dots to spend on your merits or your backgrounds.
Can we mix and match to get some merits and some backgrounds?
Spend match as you wish. If
Yep.
you want to take a lore sheet, I would also advise you to take it with this, because it's basically the only way you can spend it.
Do you want us to do this outside? Because it's a lot of reading. It would be take a while.
Of reading. I know. I just kind of want to give you a general idea. So you get 7 dots to spread around. You can also. Very sorry.
Can you die more quietly, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
You go.
Yeah, I'm okay. So you can, you have to take 7 dots, spread around backgrounds, merits, lore sheets, which is like a separate thing, and you get 2 points to spend in flaws. I would advise you, with these dots, to either spend them on merits, merits and flaws, and lore sheets, if you have them. Backgrounds can be bought in the next step, when you get to spend the XP you've gained over the course of your unlife so far. But according to my house rules, you can only buy merits and lore sheets with the dots you get at character creation. So if you want any of those, I would advise you to spend them now with these dots.
I think I've missed something. What are lore sheets?
Okay, so lore sheets are specific things that tie you into the setting. These are located in like a specific folder on the drive. If you go to San Francisco, you have the city-specific lore sheets, and that can tie you into like one of the existing groups or one of the existing things within the setting itself. You also have more general lore sheets that can be found in the lore sheet section in the drive itself. So in the general folders.
Is this one of those situations where if we spend 1 dot on a lore sheet, that opens up the rest of the dots to be opened up later? As opposed to finding a way in game to make it make sense?
Yeah, potentially. Like these, I can award these dots to you guys, but these are not dots that like you can say like, oh, I have 10 XP to spend, so I'm gonna buy a new dot in a lore sheet.
Okay,
like,
so then,
like, oh, okay.
If I don't spend a dot in Carl now, then it would mean in the narrative there would have to be a reason to spend a dot in Carl later.
Yes.
Okay, and if you have a dot in Carl now, there's more of an opportunity to gain dots in Carl later.
Yes.
Okay, so having 1 dot in something at least opens up a path to more dots later, as opposed to it just happening in the story.
Okay.
What's also important to note is if you spend 2 dots, let's say, in a certain lore sheet, you only get the 2 dot power. You don't get the first and the second one.
Oh,
the first
okay.
And the second one, you'll get to pick. You have to take the first one and the second one separately. It only works.
That's good. That's very good to know.
Yeah.
I just personally got attached to the lore sheet Ruins of Carthage just because of my own interest in Carthage. I'm not going to take it, but now I'm just excited about Carthage.
If you want, that's very well. In the lore of Vampire, Carthage is like especially for the Bruja, that was like their big city back in the day. Like they were like huge, and then like the Ventru came and destroyed it and salted the earth and ruined everything. The Bruja were like god kings that like lived together but also ruled over the mortals there, and everything was like a very utopian society to them, at least according to their own tales. Whether or not that was like in the true back in the day, who knows? But like, yeah, if you want, you can look up Carthage on the Vampire the Masquerade wiki. I will put a link somewhere.
I just like Carthage, so I'm just getting excited because it's something I actually know. Oh.
I will put it in the Discord.
I used to know how to say Carthage must burn in Latin, but I don't anymore.
Carthaginem delendum esse, something like this.
Yeah, something along that line.
It's
But our
something
teacher made us
Scipio
chant
said,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's Scipio that said it. Yeah. Is it Scipio? Was it another guy?
Maybe. Ugh, God, it's been a while. That was a really good question, Connor. How do we know each other?
Okay, I'm back. That is
Cool.
something we will figure out next time. How you guys knew each other, how you came together.
Okay.
I was hoping to do it today, but it's really getting way too late and I need
Yeah.
to get up.
Yeah,
in 6
no.
hours.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
part of a book club or something. I don't know.
I feel like it's possible that Jess's vampire knows my sire.
Maybe.
Just because I kind of like the feeling of that.
Like,
can do
there
that.
are a lot of reasons why you would be together. Or why you could be together. To get, like, an example of that, if you guys wanna read something. Within Vampire Basics, you have something called... is it Coterie Creation? Or somewhere else? Yeah. There you have Coterie type examples. These are just like some kind of like hints about why vampires might come together to do something. Like, you don't need to copy these, but these can maybe serve as inspirations to you guys as to why you guys are hanging out together and why you would form a group.
Cool. I'm gonna make a group, like a direct message between like all of us, so that we like the Anarchs one, so we can actually over the week or so just be like, hey, this is why.
Can you include me into this? Because this would be very handy.
Or you can ask
I don't know if you're cool enough.
ask James to just make us a channel in the vampire bit and just put us four in it.
Because they should have one as well, in theory.
I can take care of this. James made me like an admin. I can do this.
Ooh, fancy. Look at me.
Look at this
My name-
favoritism.
My name's Seb. I'm a fancy boy.
Fancy lady.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Well, it hasn't hit midnight yet. We've already.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at these merits. I'm fucking knackered.
I don't know why I'm not wearing my glasses. I'm just hoping and praying I can see what I'm reading.
I mean, it's only
Okay,
it's only 6 o'clock here. I'm fine. I can keep going.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this now. I'm gonna ask James because he needs to set like the roles and stuff, so it's easier to.
He can hear it on this video. James, make us a server, please.
James,
Yeah.
if you can hear us, please make us a channel so that we can talk about you behind your back.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Thank you, James.
Okay. Good. In that case, I will call it a night, I think.
So that's
I
the
think
homework. We
it's-
got to spend 7 in
Okay.
merits, backgrounds, and lore sheets. Focus more on merits and lore sheets because it's better. We'll do backgrounds
Yeah.
later. We still need 2 dots and flaws.
Yeah.
And then eventually,
I will-
Seth, you're gonna get me the Raven mythic flaws, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will write this down for myself.
I will also write up a sort of backstory that's more focused than what we've made.
Yeah, I will also
Yeah.
do that. I'll like at least get it down in writing at this
So there's a lot of
That would be-
ideas going around, so it needs to just all come into one
Yeah.
document.
Yeah, no worries. That would be very helpful. It would also be helpful if I could get like, it doesn't have to be much, maybe like just a sentence, maybe a little bit longer, about like how your relationship is to each of your different touchstones, like the people that are connected to your convictions, like how your interactions with them are. And yeah, read your powers, pick your powers. That's
Yeah,
also
yeah, that's another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from that, not really. That's your homework.